Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Swimmer Sync 150. We have hit our 150th Swimmer Sync tournament. It is I, Mad Gamer the second, joined by the lovely Miss Pixie 6.
That is your name. That is your name. I'm Mad Gamer the second.
We have quite a fantastic first mashup for you tonight. Banana Basics Neo, not just regular Banana Basics, but the Neo variant versus Road Rage.
And it looks like our first map mode tonight is going to be Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. Ooh, I feel like that's not a map mode you see very often. Clam Blitz on... Oh, I'm sorry. Am I wrong? Am I looking at the wrong Sendo map list?
No, you are correct. It is going to be Inkblot on Clam Blitz first. And you are correct. Like, I have not seen Inkblot clams too often anymore. I know Tower Control is the go-to mode for Inkblot. It is almost a staple map mode for competitive. But Clam Blitz, yeah, it is a pretty decent map mode, but not used quite as often anymore. It is, as Inkblot is, very small, so that leads to very quick turnarounds for Clam Blitz. So that's why it's very important for teams to be able to just stay alive. They don't want to get wiped because that can just completely flip the advantage.
I gotcha. I'm thinking of... Yes, in Tower Control, this is a very hard map, I feel, because it is so kind of squished. And in Clam Blitz, also, the difficulty comes that you have to be on the enemy's plat to be able to do anything, to be able to score anything. And so you really gotta figure out how to keep the enemy distracted while you get up there, or just find a way to take everyone out so you can do it without being contested.
Oh, exactly. Now, of course, for Clam Blitz, you have that little bit of a ramp going up right to the basket. Like, that is the most obvious route to the basket. That is the one you'll see a lot of teams take. It is also the quickest route to the basket. But I would argue that taking it from the left side, at least having some of your mates go around the left side, because that becomes a pretty solid choke point, that ramp. So if the other team is expecting you, like, you don't want to get wiped out trying to force your way to the basket. You want to deviate. I think, like you said, just be able to get around them as well. So having some folks on the wall, some folks on the ramp, and even the ink rail. I've seen so many sneaky ink rail plays on this map. Because like they just lose track of someone and they just get around, and that's a free jump to the basket.
Exactly. Oh goodness, we don't keep track of the ink rails enough. I feel like they're not on enough maps to make that sort of something that you put in your brain. You know, you're not making an ink rail check every time you pass by your bats, but you should. Obviously, especially in this map mode where people can be really sneaky with that.
I think it's just because, like, you know, you mentioned Tower Control. Bats is such a key position to hold in Tower Control, but is almost unused except for that flank in Clam Blitz, just because the main focus is that plat area and that front ramp. So like you said, it just almost slips out of your mind that the bats and that ink rail. So that is the key thing. Just tuck away and have someone have at least one eye on that route. Especially considering, like, looking at the comps when we get into this match, that's gonna like be a big factor. Okay, are we gonna have to put a lot of focus on the ramp or not?
I just realized this is the first tournament I'm watching since the new weapons came out, so I'm wondering, are these teams gonna use some of the new weapons? That would be pretty cool to see.
Indeed. I've seen solo queue is not a good judgment of what is currently in play, and it looks like we're not going to be seeing any new weapons, but some old favorites as well. Syncon on the Rapid Pro though, alongside those dualies, like that's a nice combo for Inkblot. When you get those stacks, like being able to take those stacks positions, like both the Crab and the Blast can really just put a lot of pressure on.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing any pencil for either team. The pencil is such a meta pick right now, but I suppose the NZAP does what it needs to by getting its cooler. So as long as you have the soda, you don't have to worry.
Exactly. We are seeing two members of Road Rage going... No, I'm sorry. That's going to be two of Banana Basics going down. Three of Banana Basics going down already. Road Rage is doing a good job of just taking space in mid, almost to a clam, and that's going to be the first basket pop open. But Banana Basics, they're throwing out the specials to try to keep them out, but not before losing their wiper.
Yeah, I believe the colors in the corner are swapped. So Road Rage is the orange.
Yeah. So it's Road Rage with the first score.
Yes.
And that Crab right there, like not quite on the stacks, but still a fantastic position. Like take it up on that corner, like I was talking before, on that wall, able to just put so much pressure from across the plat area. Just they Banana Basics weren't able to really get a solid push out, but that roller doing a fantastic job getting 2 right off the bat. 3 members of Road Rage are going to be down, but no clams really at the disposal to throw to the basket, so that's going to be kind of a stalled out push for the time being. Just Banana Basics regrouping in mid as Road Rage pushes back out.
A little bit disappointing. They were able to get 3 down off of Road Rage, but they did not have the clams ready to push forward into that basket. Now they look pushed back here in this right corner. A lot of trades going back and forth. It's 3 down on the side of Banana Basics. Good opportunity for Road Rage to get these clams in.
And Road Rage, they're really going in, but the roller is doing their best to clean up, but is going to be taken down here, and is going to leave Banana Basics at 2 members down with their basket open. More clans going to be poured in from Road Rage. The shot, ooh, is the shot going to be trying to go for the sneaky play, or are they going to play safe? The safer option seems to be what they're going for, but they're going to be pounced upon by Banana Basics. They're closing in on that corner here, but just keeping that member alive, exactly what I was talking about before, just keeping the member alive meant that Banana Basics, they couldn't just completely take over. Like, they had to play carefully where that shot was, but here we go. They're going to be getting the first basket over the match.
Yeah, Banana Basics was playing it pretty safe there in that corner, just easing their way forward. They were able to get that power clam in. Looks like they're able to get another one in. They don't have much clams up there at the moment, though. The remaining members of Banana Basics trying to find clams, trying to stay alive. They are getting some picks here, but they're just not able to get any more clams in.
Well, that was deeply unfortunate. Literally 1 point away from the lead. Like, just a single power clam would have tipped the tie, but again, just did not have the power clam right when they needed it. Just the unfortunate timing here, but we see that they're more than making up for it now. 14 power clams are just clams in their possession, trying to get something happen. The nice Zuka play here is going to take one member out, but the roller already pushing up underneath the basket. They just got to get a power clam to break it open. Are they going to be able to do it in time before Road Rage just closes it and takes them out? It does not appear. No, they do get it open, but still haven't taken the lead back.
Yeah, that was a good use of specials from Banana Basics with the use of that bubble and those strikes to get in. They were able to get the power clam in the basket, but they didn't have much follow-up as their members got taken down. Now Road Rage is on the side of Banana Basics. They got their power clam in. They're getting more clams in, another power clam. Oh, they're getting all the clams thrown up at them from the ground there, but 2 of them are taken out now. Road Rage looks to be retreating back to their side.
Such nice maneuvering from that shot right there. Just getting enemy fire from all sides, but still able to collect enough clams to get the power clam in, bringing it down to 25. A nice lead as we get into this last minute here. Banana Basics, they got a lot to make up for. They got the gap between them and the lead has certainly enlarged, and so far they haven't really been able to do much. Like, they have a pity clam in their possession. If they're able to get another power clam, they could bring it closer, but they're going to need a lot of follow-up before they can get close to the lead. But 2 members down, a bubbler on their plat. If Vortex is able to strike through, that could be their opening to getting this open. The hammer comes out, Sencon goes down, but Scap able to survive. The power clam is going to go in, basket is open, but once again, they don't have the follow-up to get that lead back.
Ooh, they were almost there. They do have another member up from Banana Basics trying to push forward up that ramp, but it's just one person. It's not enough to make any sort of push, not enough to be safe pushing that ramp, getting more clams in. Although the score is a little bit closer now, Banana Basics is going to have to try and get a power clam really quickly in order to try and get it in their favor.
No, yeah, they need a power clam, otherwise it's not going to go into overtime. But also, just a power clam and a regular clam will get them that lead back. But right now, just Road Rage is putting on the pressure, and like again, Banana Basics is not able to get that power clam before time runs out. So overtime will not go into effect. Road Rage will be taking this first match.
Basics had such a good ending push there, though. They had gotten it down to, I believe, 29. It was just not enough. They didn't have enough people there to continue going with that push. They tried, though. They really tried.
They did indeed. Like you said, they had several good pushes. Like, I almost didn't think they were going to make it as far as they did with that last push, but they got it down to 29, which was just a couple clams away. But Road Rage, again, able to just nip the push in the bud, not allow them to really set up well. And I think that was the main thing, is like neither team really had a good opportunity to just take control of the enemy plat. They got enough power clams, or they got a lot of clams in, but then were like eventually pushed out either because of specials or because of player advantage, just not able to like really dominate the enemy's plat. And I think they just, Road Rage able to tip the scales just a little bit in their favor to come out on top in that first one.
That's how I feel. Alright, the next map mode we're going to be seeing tonight is Tower Control on Manta Maria.
Ooh. Now, Manta Maria is I'd say one of my top 3 favorite maps, but Tower Control in particular I've been enjoying is one of the few maps, I'd say one of the few map modes even, that Splatlings just really come to shine. Right now they're a little bit in the niche side of the meta, but here with the grading you have around the middle and just the amount of presence they could have in the bunker areas, especially when you push into the enemy street, I would love to see a Splatling coming out on this map. But just looking from these comps, that might not be in their roster right now. That might not be something they're comfortable with. But nonetheless, the Rapid Blaster coming out from Road Rage, I liked the pick for Clams because it is a little bit more mobile than a pencil, but we may see that return to the pencil, or we could see the Blaster hold on, who knows.
I'm trying to think of what I usually see on Manta Maria. I just usually see a lot of dualies, a lot of use of the crab, the splat dualies, because crab is so, like you were saying that the splatlings are so strong here. Crabs also are very strong here. There's just a lot of spaces for them to set up, a lot of higher up areas where they won't be taken down right away. So crab is a really strong special on this map.
Oh, absolutely. But Crab is basically like a temporary backline, which is why it's so handy to have when you're running a backline this comp. But like I said, it does have so many good positions to set up, and a lot of them are the same as where Splatling want to set up. So we'll see if they did run the dualies in the last match. I would not be surprised if they decide to do that again. But it looks like Road Rage. Yes, no change from Road Rage. Ooh, Banana Basics bringing out the Dynamo for their counter pick. An interesting pick at that.
Interesting. I wonder how the Dynamo is going to work on Manta Maria. I suppose there isn't enough open space for it to do a lot of damage, both in paint and just kind of control of a bigger area. But we'll see what they do here.
I would say it doesn't have quite as much of the range presence as the blaster or the crab does, but it has a lot of area denial. So when you get into those more tighter corners of the street, like that's when the Dynamo really wants to shine because it can't those ledges so well. But right now it is Road Rage with the advantage, and we saw that Rabbit is really doing a good job of cleaning up, take it down the Dynamo again. Is like right now Banana Basics, what they need is just to be able to take mid and just push that Rabbit out before they can really get any sort of advantage.
Yeah, it looks like Banana Basics is really pushed back here. It couldn't even see them while Road Rage was taking that first checkpoint. They were just so far back. Looks like they are using their specials now to get closer towards tower, using a lot of specials, using strikes. I see the soda come out from the side of Banana Basics. There are 2 down now from Road Rage. It looks like Banana Basics is in a good position here to retake mid.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want right now. They were able to take down the backline. They were able to take down several members of Road Rage. So if they're able to capitalize off this, push up and take some of those positions that they want to take, they can really get this ball rolling. Because with Tower Control, like if you're able to get the momentum, and here we go, seeing that Rapid go down once again, that's going to be a lot of pressure off that tower as long as they're able to defend it well. But here we go, Scab coming in with a nice flank and the splashdown here. The pinch play, that's going to just stall out Banana Basics push for the time being. But oh my goodness, Toma going off right now, just keeping it alive.
Wow, there's a lot of trading back and forth from both teams as the tower goes back into mid here. Road Rage in control of it. They've got a handle on mid here. They are painting up. They are getting the picks. As I say that, 3 are down on the side of Banana Basics, and 3 are down on the side of Road Rage as well. They're really doing it in street there, but looks like Banana Basics, Afro Tie, able to hold this tower.
That was honestly a good trade for Banana Basics, and able to come out on top here. You know, the Rapid doesn't do quite as well in close quarters as the shot does, but here we go, attempt number 2, and they're on to their second checkpoint. They just got to watch out for the defense on the top left side, and they don't have any specials really to kind of counter that. There's Shizuka going down, and here comes the strikes from Road Rage to kind of just move them off tower, 5 points away from that lead.
Close. A lot of the Banana Basics members were right there. They were really trying to survive against the strikes and the other specials, but they had to pull out. They had to fall back. Looks like only 1 is down on the side of Banana Basics now. They are holding their street against Road Rage, but Road Rage is so aggressive. We see Devade here with that special, with that splashdown, getting a pick and then another one after it. Oh, Road Rage still in control of the tower here, getting more points on the board.
Yeah, and with a wipeout like that, that's going to be the checkpoint done and done with a lot of points on the board for Road Rage. And something I want to point out, we were talking about the crab dualies. I wasn't even realizing that it is the splashdown dualies that Devade is running right now. just getting some good aggressive picks, taking on a lot of fights, and be able to come out on top. But here they come again, Splashdown on the tower. How many are going to fall victim? Just the one, but they're keeping this push alive as their teammates are able to jump back in.
Ooh, Banana Basics really going towards this tower here, trying to get Road Rage to get off of it, but they're just not having a lot of luck. Every time they go close, they get picked off by someone aggressive. Ooh, it looks like they are holding this tower here. Road Rage able to get it to a knockout. This match goes to Road Rage.
Yeah, nicely played by Road Rage right at the end there. Banana Basic, they had some good turnarounds about midway through that match, but again, once the momentum started rolling against them, it's just hard to kind of break that. It really does come down, like the comp they're trying to run here relied a lot on being able to take some of the percentages that they wanted, but because of just the pressure and the aggression that Road Rage was able to come out and just the flexibility they had with their blaster, they're not letting them get a chance to take those positions that they wanted. Devade coming in from the flank, just causing so much chaos, just like they weren't able to regroup in time to really stop that push from happening.
Yeah, I was surprised at how well Devade did with those dualies. You don't normally see the splashdown being used in competitive play just because it gets canceled so often, but they were just not able to stop Devade. They were in so many like advantageous positions that they just could not be stopped, and I believe that's what won them this map mode.
Oh yeah, and I feel like having taking up good positioning to use that splashdown, not just as a panic, but just able to take positions, enable them to not be as canceled as often, especially when they're coming in for the flank where they're not expecting it. They're able to get it off and be able to at least take one down before they got taken down themselves. So again, just good usage from Devade for that. But it seems like we do have a bit of time before our next matchup. So would you like to let the people know what kind of events we got going on?
We've got a couple of different events going on right now. Let me just look in my notes here. Ooh, I know that we have Ludi Tonight coming up now with the new Ludi season. We have the hosted matches through Ludi Tonight, where you have commentators who are very experienced, and Falco, who is also very experienced in streaming. You can have your matches hosted there as long as you talk to someone in advance, and then people can watch it, and it'll be great for everybody.
Heck yeah, I alluded tonight. Big shout out to Falco for running that program right there. Just so cool to be able to see, because normally all the Ludi matches, they just kind of fly under the radar. You're not getting a good opportunity to see how teams are doing, how they're performing in these kind of because this is what determines how you, I guess, I'm trying to think the right word, just judge someone else's team, judge your own team, where get a good sense of where your skill level is. And so we don't get a chance to see that in action. We don't just get to see how they're doing within their respective diff. So having Ludi and I be able to take a look at those, get an inside look, it's just so cool and such a good time to watch.
Definitely. Looks like another tournament that is coming up is Splatoon Advanced Circuits Neon Whale 9. If you are a mid-level competitor looking to get some results in your bio.
Tonight.
Okay. Maybe there is audio that comes with this. But anyway, are you a mid-level competitor looking to get some results in your bio right before Ludi? Neon Whale by SAC is this Friday. We're a skill-floored event for mid-level competitors with a double elimination bracket and small map pool. Join us on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find more information in IPL's public server by grabbing the Neon Whale role. Don't forget to sign up. Registration closes an hour before the event.
You definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you are in the mid-level region, talking about those divs, if you're looking for something that's highly competitive, again, I'm lacking the word, but if you're looking for a challenge, a good challenge, this is definitely the tournament for you. Again, this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm looking forward to watching and see what the turnout we have here.
Yeah, I was just watching an ad for Neon Whale on the IPL YouTube, and they were saying that there's not a lot of mid-level tournaments. You got a lot of excitement for the low-level ones and a lot of
Hmm.
excitement for the high-level ones, but not as much for the mid-level ones. Not as many people are looking out for those. So here you go, mid-level competitors.
That's right. Is an untapped audience that we're trying to bring some resources for. But yeah, definitely check that out. And then, like, if you're a fan of SOS, this is like the next step up from SOS. All right, but we do have our next round ready to go. Lemon Shark versus Ink 95. Another fantastic matchup for your SOS viewing pleasure. And in fact, I was gonna say, like, I'm recognize both these teams. Ink 95, we got some friends from over there, but then also Lemon Shark was a pretty volatile lineup as well. Gabe Latio's like it is stacked on both sides.
I'm glad. Uh, I recognize some of the names from Lemon Shark as being good players, but I don't think I've watched them myself. So I will just have to.
Oh, is that
believe.
V Rice? The V We Like Rice?
I don't know. Isn't their name usually We Like Rice, not just Rice? Could be different rice. You don't know? I don't know.
Good point. We won't know until we get into the match, but our first stage is actually going to be zones on Mahi. How do you feel about Mahi zones?
Up Mahi! Mahi enjoyer! Mahi supremacy! Mahi forever! Yes, Flat Zones on Mahi are very fun map mode. Just because it's so small, it's so chaotic, and everybody falls in the water and you can point and laugh at them.
That is such a good time. It is at a vacation resort, so I would imagine it's a good time, but you are so correct.
It's fun. Why? Some people like very much hate this map. Like they just don't dislike it. They have enough passion in their hearts to hate it. And it's like, how can you hate this map? It's so fun. Look at all these little squid people and jellyfish and stuff having fun on the beach at this resort. Like, why do you hate fun?
By chance, are those haters dually mains?
They could possibly. The ones that fall in the water all the time.
Yes. They would have good reason to not enjoy the map.
Well, for them I say get good.
Exactly, it sounds like a skill issue. The Mahi has yet to have any protective rail. I know Umami got the protective rail makeover in the latest patch. Mahi not so much. He still will fall off. Cracking her dualies if you're not paying attention. So definitely something to watch out for, especially in the first half of zones. The water level, like you said, it makes the map so small, so tight, just very chaotic. A lot of 1v1s going on. It's not until we get past that 50 mark, or I think it's the 50 mark. At some point, the point level
Yes,
makes
I
the
think
water
you're right.
drop.
I think
Okay,
it's 50.
and so like that does open it up, but still there are a lot of. It almost makes it easier to fall in the water because all the you can obviously see the water when it's high. But I more often fall into the water when it's low because I don't see I'm about to fall into it.
Gotcha. I mean, I would love to make that excuse that I don't see it.
You just
But-
don't fall in the water.
Yeah, I just fall in the water. The water likes me. Maybe I like swimming.
Oh man. But yeah, it's something to look out for. I know we were talking about like the pencil pick of the last time. We didn't really see any pencil in use, but I feel like Mahi Zones is the map to bring out the pencil.
Oh, definitely.
First of all, it's zones. Just
Yes.
pencil's natural habitat, but then also Mahi tends to be a good one for pencil because of how open it is for both of the water levels. So like it does have a lot of good pressure when he's able to get up onto the snipe and some of those other high ground areas.
And in Mahi, there's so many higher up areas where you can reach the middle of the map. So
Mhm.
the pencil doesn't even need to necessarily be on the traditional snipe point.
Exactly.
They can go around. They could be anywhere as long as
They
it's
could be
higher up.
anywhere.
They
could
can
be in
yeah,
your walls.
Exactly. They could be in the water. Just kidding. They can't. Squids can't swim.
Black Ops snorkel all the way around.
Hey, if there was a weapon that was gonna do it, it'd be pencil.
Ooh, all right, we're gonna be getting into this this second set, first match of the second set. Ooh, forget the pencil. We're gonna be seeing a tri-stringer, folks. This is gonna be the Inkline tri-stringer. There we go. I
With the
got it.
jumps.
With the chumps. Oh, Sluggy would be proud.
Ooh, and I like that we do see the traditional pencil pick on the side of Lemon Shark. The first ones getting this zone, though, are going to be Ink 95. They do have a lot of paint control right now, but as I say that Lemon Shark is pushing up. They do have one down on the side of Ink 95, but they're keeping strong. They're not getting pushed back too far.
Yeah, Ink 95, they have the Tri-Striker, but they also have the more traditional double Zook comp between the machine and the shot, so they still have some sort of that meta advantage, but honestly, I am impressed by the Dapple Dualies pick. Like, that, they definitely have that in their back pocket for kind of that zone capture with the Reef Slider, but you don't see the Dapples too often, and so I'm interested to see how they're going to be playing that, but right now, Lemon Shark doesn't seem to be too keen about pushing all the way up. They're good just holding mid, and we are going to be seeing that water level already dropped, and so they have a lot of space to work with at this point.
Yeah, I feel like Lemon Shark is putting a lot of pressure on Ink 95, even though they're not even up on their plat yet. It's just the amount of range that they have, the amount of specials they're using, just able to keep Ink 95 from reaching the zone. But as I say that, Ink 95 able to repaint it. They got those chumps on the board, but Kate is behind them, getting that Reef Slider in. Ooh, getting the zone neutralized and getting some picks here.
Ooh, now we're seeing the power of those Dapple Duels, getting a nice flank in, taking down several members, but so far, Lemon Shark has not been able to cap the zone, so Ink 95 is going to be able to take it right back. The Reslider not able to cap it in the cheesy 4-1 that they're looking for. So Ink 95 going to be holding on to mid, and they're going to be flipping the tide right here. I just want to say kudos to them for just having the patience to push back in when they did. They didn't rush in, they didn't stagger, so now they have a really good hold of mid right now, but they're going to be losing their machine in the process, and this is going to be all the specials coming out from Lemon Shark.
Oh yeah, Ink 95 definitely had a good defense there. They knew how to bide their time and just wait for the opportunity to get back in the mid. Now the score is 45-41 now. Ink 95 is winning so far, but Lemon Shark now in control of it, pushing up, getting some more space here on this map.
Having that Range Blaster, when they're able to get the paint down and able to get that space that they need, the Range Blaster can camp those ledges so well. Like, we see it taking positions on the left side here as they take the lead. And ooh, 3 members down. I think that was a bomb or something coming out from Lemon Shark right here, and now he gave, like, this is a prime position for that Range Blaster, able to just hold that ledge so well, keeping Ink 95 from really setting up, and 15 points remaining. They are so close to getting the KO. They need to be able to rush into zone now, but they just don't have the space for it. Kraken's going to be coming out, and that's going to be game for Lemon Shark.
Lemon Shark was so good at keeping Ink 95 on their plat. They just really couldn't get down from there, really couldn't paint anything. Lemon Shark wasn't even pressuring up that much. It was just because of the range of the Range Blaster and the pencil and all this other specials that Ink 95 couldn't do very much.
Indeed, and like, again, they had a really good take back into mid, but we saw the Dapples, like, just the wild card of the Dapples, they had no idea where it went, and it was able to flank around, like, get 2, maybe even 3 before they even realized they were there. It was only because of the clutch play from that zap they were able to hold out and keep the zone for them when they did and regroup. But in the end, it was, like you said, just the Range Monster and the pencil pressure, keeping them from getting any sort of foothold back into mid and just keeping them staggered for the rest of the game.
Goodness. I'm just surprised about the dualies pick. Oh my goodness. Just like, that's not a... Those specific dualies are not picked very often.
No,
especially with the Reef Slider. Even though there's Reef Slider cheese, you never see it. No one ever goes for it. It's not as reliable as you want it to be.
Like, if anything, the only time I see the Dapples is for really long maps and when they want the Beacon Cooler combo. That's really the only time I ever see Dapples in play. It's, like you said, just not for the Reslide pick.
I don't know. Maybe they knew they could cheese it with that. And they didn't even do that often. There were not a lot of Reef Sliders, if I recall correctly. But there were enough that it put enough pressure.
True. It was an option when they needed it.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see if they decide to stick with that pick, because it is going to be Tower Control Hagglefish next. Tower Control is difficult to play. I think you can attest to this as a Sploosh player. It is difficult to play with a lot of short-range weapons, because if you don't have a bomb, you can't really contest or defend the tower.
Yes, as a Sploosh player, I can say that. And especially when your bomb is the curling bomb.
Yes, exactly.
Not as useful for tower, because you can't get it up there as easily as the other bombs. But I'm also thinking that we're not going to see those Dapples again, because You can't really reef slide cheese the tower.
No, I was thinking the same thing. Just again, it's not viable for contesting the tower. Really, it may be good for just overall aggressive pressure, but it's not very objective based. It's not really good at taking the objective like it was for zones.
All right, what are we seeing from Ink 95? Oh, is that the Wellstring? Wellstringer?
Also, it is indeed. That's going to be the vanilla will string with. I know it has hammer and autobomb. There we go. It has autobomb. They're going with the double shot, bringing out the strikes in that Zook. So, but still seeing the same comp from Lemon Shark here. Still sticking with those Dapple Nouveaux.
Yeah, and just when I thought that we weren't going to see them again, here they are. I'm really excited about the Wellstring pick, though, because I've heard in opens that's been really oppressive. And especially for a tower, that would be really good for Ink 95.
You're like any other map, the matchup against that pencil would not be good for the Wellstring, but I think there's enough cover here that it can play that kind of short-range aggression. And so combine that with tower control, it does have a very oppressive hold right here. Now, of course, they're still going to have to watch out for that pencil because of the range and damage it does outweigh the chip damage, but still, if they're able to get some good positioning, like it, Lemon Shark's gonna have to watch out for that Wellstring. But right now, they did get to the first checkpoint, but just the defense is holding strong for Ink 95, just not enough to really break back out.
Ooh, seeing a lot of specials from Lemon Shark. We did see the hammer for a second before it got taken down. There were Zukas on the side of Lemon Shark as they get this first checkpoint. Looks like Latios is pushing up, trying to be sneaky here as the members of Ink 95 try and contest this tower. We do get a pick, 2 picks from Pumpkin Boy here as they get this tower back in their control. 3 are down on the side of Lemon Shark. This is a good opportunity for Ink 95 to retake mid.
Yeah, I was gonna say a good reaction time from Pumpkin Boy. We saw Latios setting up for a nice little, I don't know, flank a little bit surprise attack right there, but Pumpkin Boy reacted, was able to win that fight, and then was able to take down the tower. So now they have a good hold of mid right here, but they did lose their T-Tech in the process, and we see that there's some pressure coming in from the flanks right now. So they're gonna have to start pushing up themselves if they want to take this tower where they want it to go. But right now, they don't really have the special to do that, but they do have the player advantage. 2 members going down, and they're gonna be riding this tower to that first checkpoint.
Ooh, Ink 95's got a lot of ink on the ground here, a lot of control of this area, even though one of their members does go down. Now 2 are down on the side of Ink 95. Ooh, looks like Lemon Shark is able to retake control of this tower. They are pushing up, they are retaking control of mid, getting paint on the ground here.
Once again, like we were talking about, like we don't see the vision with the Dapple Nouveau, but so far I have not been able to see the Dapple Nouveau, and that's kind of been their main strength right now, just the sneak factor they've had. Like they have gone under the radar for the majority of this match and able to get some really good picks on the NMT. And here we go, the resupply coming out as well. Just like Ink 95 has not been able to lock down those Dapples at all, so that's kind of been throwing a wrench in whatever plans they have to retake mid.
Yeah, they're just really skirmishing well. They're being a menace. They're not necessarily doing a lot for as far as picks go for the side of Lemon Shark, but they don't need necessarily to get picks. They just have to get the attention of the other team.
Exactly, they're doing a good job of staying alive, and so they're able to just hold the attention of several of Ink 95's players just long enough for the rest of the team to regroup, and so that's just once again allowed them to have some good control of mid, able to just keep the advantage in their favor. And we have several specials online for both sides, but right now Lemon Shark is going to be looking to make another push. They just gotta get that splat to kind of initiate that, get that ball rolling.
Ooh, seeing a lot of specials going out from Ink 95. We just saw some Zukas. Now we see Zukas from Latios here. Ooh, as strikes come out from the side of Ink 95. Just a lot of special trading right now, getting control of this tower again. Latios pushing up, trying to get more picks, and they get one. Let's see if they can get another with all this pressure here, but they do get taken out by the Ultra Stamp.
Yeah, as soon as those 2 players went down, it was go time for Lemon Shark. They pushed right up and they started taking space. They did lose one of their members, Latios, going down, so they could have spelled the end of it. But K here on the Dapples once again just beat a menace for Ink 95, getting another splat, not leaving whatsoever. They cannot push this Dapples out right now, and that's going to be huge because if they don't know where it is, they can't drop safely. They can't defend against that tower, and they're going to be taking checkpoint number 2, and K is still going at it.
I can't believe K stayed alive that long. They were just hiding under that ledge. Ink 95 just could not touch them from where they were.
Nah, indeed, and they're going to be getting this KO, it looks like. Lemon Shark getting game 2 of this set.
Wow, good job for Lemon Shark. They were able to push right at the end there, getting all those picks, able to put enough pressure. I think K was kind of the MVP of all of that, keeping the enemy's attention on them for so long that the rest of their team was able to retake that tower and get it all the way to the end.
Exactly. And it's like, because all that tension was on those dapples, like I don't even think that any of them were able to get to the tower to fight it. Like Locke on that pencil was able to just sit pretty right all the way to the end because of the amount of pressure that was in the front line there, just the amount of distraction they were able to do. Such a good team coordination right there, and just such good ability to stay alive when they needed to.
Definitely. All right, well that round goes to Lemon Shark. Ink 95 did do a very good job though. That was a lot of good plays from them, but one team does have to move on, and then this time is going to be Lemon Shark.
Indeed. And speaking of, we do have one more round of pools left for you, but we will be going to a short break while we wait for it to get set up. So stay tuned and stay hydrated, and we'll be right back.
And welcome to Ludi Tonight. Happy Sunday night here for our Division 9 finals and the final broadcast here on Ludi Tonight at our traditional time on the weekend.
Everything out in rage, desperately fighting back though, and whoops, this isn't gonna be. Oh my goodness, welcome to competitive Splatoon.
Is able to hop on, but they're so far ahead of their teammates, and it's just the Crab not going to be able to do it alone, and Calamariachi takes the tower and takes the set in a tight game 9, making a 3-game comeback. Beautifully
played. I'm ready. Overtime's quickly running out. Get Ice Clear. Make a run for it. So close. Can they make it? Yes, they do. Goodness gracious, Sal told me. Just like that, their luck turns around and brings them into grand finals.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Swimmer Sync 150. My name is Miss Pixie6. Welcome to round 3. We have Secret Elixir versus Resonance. I'm joined today by the lovely, the beautiful IMAD Gamer II. Say hello, IMAD.
Hello, hello, hello. Man, we are just eating good tonight with our pools lineup. Once again, another fantastic matchup: Secret Elixir versus Resonance. Of course, Secret Elixir I'm a little bit more familiar with, but I recognize, like the Resonance resonates with me somehow. I can't quite place it.
Defrenape just won in a tournament, didn't they? I feel like I just watched it happen. No, yes. Was it MomoCon?
I think you might be right there.
Oh, look at me. I'm all up on my my Splatoon tournament trivia. Someone ought to host that. I would not win, but someone ought to host it.
I can't remember if Secret Elixir was at MomoCon as well or not, but we shall see which team is going to be coming out on top in our round 3 matchup. Actually, let me take a look at their group, see how both the teams have done so far. Resonance so far has been undefeated. Secret Elixir so far has been undefeated. So this will be the match that will decide who goes into Great White and who gets knocked down to the silver bracket.
You're so right. They're both undefeated right now, but one of them will have to be defeated. That's just how it works.
Exactly. Who's gonna go home with a chip in their streak?
Right.
Hammerhead, that's it. That's the silver bracket for SOS. But anyway, Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track to start us off. Ooh, and what a chaotic. Actually, no, Clamless Crab Leg is even more chaotic. So this is just a very chaotic set.
True. Yeah, these are a lot of map modes that are chaotic. That's fun. That's gonna be fun for them.
of all the sets to have a tiebreaker, would not be my first pick. I'll say that.
I like Humpback Pump Track as a map, though. I think it's fun. I know a lot of people don't like it because of all the ramps and stuff, that it's not, like, flat ground like a lot of other maps are. But that's the fun! It's different.
No, absolutely. Like, I enjoy the map. It's just difficult. I think that is the key thing. Is like, it is a difficult map to play on because it's so unusual. It doesn't follow the same formula as all the other maps. And when you throw a Rainmaker into the mix as well, it's just like, the lead can be flipped at any given point. No lead is safe. We can see an overtime push right to the end.
Oh, definitely. And I feel like Humpback Pump Track, all the flank routes are very fun to watch. I feel like they're harder to pull off here because they're kind of, I'm not going to say middle of nowhere. It's a hallway, right? So you just look in that direction and you're going to see the flank coming.
Right.
It's very hard to guard yourself against just being seen. But when you do pull them off, you feel really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Ooh, I'm trying to Rainmaker. Like, I know Turf War is the only one where you really have a complete ring around the whole map. With a lot of the ranked modes, you have kind of that ledge to get over. Rainmaker, in particular, is
Thank
like that.
goodness. If they made it open like that for both teams, that would just be chaotic on every map.
That would be even another level of chaos. I would be so here for that, but it would be chaos nonetheless. But I think because the checkpoints over there, that's going to be a lot of focus on that side, so it's going to be more difficult to flank from that direction. But let's talk about the comps here.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about these weapons. What's going on here?
Resonance bringing out the Dynamo Tent Brella combo. Dynamo, I can see. Dynamo is
Nautilus.
like almost... in the Nautilus as well. But I feel like Dynamo is just always picked for Humpback. Without fail, I have seen Dynamo on at least one of the teams in play here. But yeah, the combo of that with the Nautilus and the Temporal, they're going for like a really midline comp, and they're bringing up the splashdown duels on top of that. Like they're bringing chaos to a whole new level, and they're already gotten past the first checkpoint.
That vacuum is such a good pick for Rainmaker because you really can just stand behind your Rainmaker carrier and just take all those shots for them. They just have to move forward and they're protected.
Oh, exactly. And yeah, you combine the ink fact, and then you combine that with the tent shield already. Like that's just like a maximum defense for your Rainmaker carrier. Is an ultimate protect the president. But that Temple is going to be the first one going down, as Secret Elixir is going to be making a push of their own. Dynamo going down as well. Kurta here going to be dunking it right onto that first checkpoint, but the Rain's going to be pressuring them out of that corner for the time being. But we'll see. Secret Elixir might have enough resources to follow up. Whale's going to be coming out, Zook as well, and the Dynamo's going to be going down for a second time. But the splashdown, nice cancel, but it's going to be taking down 2 members of Secret Elixir.
I feel like Secret Elixir's play here is just slow and steady. They're going slow and steady. Kurt is in this corner with this Rainmaker. They're waiting for the picks to happen. It's a little bit slow going, but they are moving. They are getting forward. They are getting points on the board.
Indeed, like they're not overextending. They're not rushing. They are, like you said, they are taking their time and making sure they have all the players and resources to push up. Right now, Resonance, though, is doing a good job of just holding the line, keeping that defense going. They're not giving Secret Elixir an opportunity or an opening to push up. So the Rainmaker is going to be taken down for the time being. And the Inkjet and Shot as well. 2 members of Secret Elixir going down. So now Resonance has an opportunity to really take back some of that mid and just kind of reset the Rainmaker.
Yeah, I feel like Secret Elixir's play there, we were talking about the slow and steady, but maybe it didn't work for them as Resonance was able to know exactly where they were. They knew exactly how to push them out, knew how to take them down, and now Resonance is in control of mid here, trying to pop this Rainmaker.
Yeah, I felt like they had a good opening, Secret Elixir did, but they didn't really have any, they didn't really make an opening for themselves. They're kind of waiting for something to happen. They had some specials online to kind of initiate, but like, they weren't able to really make something happen for themselves. And here we're seeing they're making something happen for themselves right now. 3 members of Resonance going down, but again, that core has been the bane of their existence. They have to be able to break through that, and that requires being a little bit more active with their push, being more proactive, and they can't, like, Resonance is not going to let them have an opening. They have to be able to make their own opening here, and it's going to be difficult, especially with a Temperella on defense.
It was interesting to see there as Secret Elixir took down 3 members of Resonance, but they just did not have all the people together to be able to push the Rainmaker. And now that they're here in this corner, they have the Zuka going out, not able to get any picks. They're just trying to hold it, really. They're just trying to hold this corner while they get the picks together, get the resources together to actually make a strong push.
Oh, but this might be the opportunity. 3 members down. Lee is going to be swapped for Secret Elixir. Oh, they are so close to getting the dung, but the respawn is going to come in Resonance's favor. They're going to stop the Rainmaker at the 8 mark, take down 3, make that a full wipeout.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, they did have to pop the vacuum, but they completely flipped the tables right there. But that's going to be a huge lead to have to make up.
Oh, but Resonance is in a good position here. They've got their members in this corner. They don't have any specials on the board yet, though, but they are getting picks. They are trading. They are trying to get it forward. Ooh, and that's 2 down from Secret Elixir, 2 down from Resonance as well. Who's going to pop this Rainmaker? Who's going to push it forward?
I feel like, see, that's the thing, like, out of these 2 comps, I would feel like Resonance is the one that would be more to play it slow and steady. They have some good range advantage. They have that midline, but they are being almost more aggressive than Secret Elixir is. Or Secret Elixir has the lead right now. Like that of course speaks for itself, but it has been Resonance that kind of been more proactive in like trying to take that space, try to set up their Tinderella for those pushes here. And this is going to be their last hurrah for this match, because they have 10 seconds left, and they have to get it past the 8 mark, which is nearly to the check or to the KO pedestal. But the bomb is just going to end the game right there, taking down the Rainmaker carrier.
I think you were right there when you were saying that Resonance was being a lot more aggressive. I think just because of their weapon picks, they had a lot of area control, a lot of weapons that were able to, you know, with the tent having that wall and then the vac, just like they could control their one space very, very well. And then they were able to push forward with that. But I guess just Secret Elixir able to hold out, able to wait out those kind of area control specials, area control moves, and able to get those picks despite that.
I think that you made an excellent point right there. Because of Resonance's kind of area control, like you said, they had that range advantage for each individual player. Secret Elixir wasn't able to directly contest them. Like, they had to wait for those specials, had to wait for some sort of player advantage. They had to get that ink vac out of commission, because anytime they tried to push through that chokehold and the ink vac was active, they just weren't going anywhere. So it was like you said, they had to be able to overcome kind of that one-on-one deficit that they're having here, and they ended up working out in their favor. They were able to get that kind of crack in the defense there, slit through it with their shot and their more mobile, aggressive weapons, and kind of take full advantage of that for the KO. Or not,
It
sorry,
was
the
a
KO,
slow
but
and
for the lead.
steady. The slow and
Yep.
steady wins the race, and that's what they did.
Exactly.
They knew how to wait it out. They knew exactly how long each of those specials and whatnot lasted. They were able to just keep whatever area they needed and just stall enough to get that lead.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like Rainmaker lends itself to like you just need one kind of breakaway, one kind of like good push to set the tone for the match. But I would say other than that, both Rainmaker Humpback and Clam Crab like play very similarly. Just kind of like we're gonna be. I feel like this is gonna lend itself more to Resonance's comp here, in that Secret Elixir can't get that one like breakaway push like I was talking about, and then get that nice lead. The more the space control, the one-on-one fights, that's gonna lend itself to Resonance for Clams Crab, like because you need that more sustained push. You can't have a sprint. You have to have a good like just like follow up going.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. Because Secret Elixir, they may have been able to do slow and steady. Slow and steady would get you a lot of clams, but slow and steady is not going to get you to open that basket.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, it looks like not. Oh, okay. So we're seeing the not swapping to the new edit. We're seeing that new edit in action with a crab on crab. Like, oh my goodness. Talk about a strong special. With the amount of grain right here, not only is the splatling itself going to be strong, but once you pop the crab, there's going to be so much space for it to be able to control. But other than that, I think Secret Elixir, as the only swap they have there is that bucket with the strikes right there, and Soda's already trying to make good work and get around, but just going to be 2 members down, one of them to the crab we were just talking about.
Looks like Resonance is putting a lot of pressure on Secret Elixir. They're already pushed up all the way to their ramp there. They don't have enough for a power quite yet. They have 8 clams, but it's spread out between them. Ooh, they are trying really hard to build this power before they push up, but it looks like mid control is enough for them right now.
I think that's going to be the other thing. Like we saw on the Ink Blot match, just how not having the clams you need at the right moment will just completely upset a push, even if you have that advantage otherwise. So right now, neither team really has any clams. Resonance has enough, potentially enough. No, they're going to be losing clams right there. So just it's this crappy fight right now to get space and then get the clams, because neither team has any clams to kind of make a push, even if they have the resources to break open through that ramp area.
Some scrappy fights going on the left side here with Soda. Looks like they are trying to get a lot more paint on the ground here. Resonance in control of mid, and they also have a power clam to their name. Secret Elixir just kind of trying to wait it out, seeing what will happen, seeing when they will push forward.
I was going to say, how the crab surviving the ink strike right on top of him, but they know the Zuka is going to finish them off. 3 members of Resonance going down. And Secret Elixir, they got 9 clams. They could get a power clam going if they can get through the remaining defense of Resonance. They can break open that basket, but already they've regrouped. We see the clams in action. No specials online, and that's going to be the key thing, is having those specials to just get through that last bit, through that ramp. But sadly, it looks like it's going to kind of fizzle out for the time being. Secret Elixir having to regroup here and just kind of retake the space, but Resonance, they're going to be losing their dualies, and the Cooler going to be coming out. Edit trying to hold this right side, but they're going to be pressured by Monkey.
I was impressed by how quickly Secret Elixir was able to push forward after so many members of Resonance went down, but you were saying they just didn't have the clams. They had not collected enough to make a power, so they might have had all that space, they might have had all that aggression, but they just couldn't capitalize on it.
Speaking of which, we saw that the clams were getting thrown out,
Oh,
but
no.
they couldn't get them all to the same person to make a power clone, so eventually wipe out off of Secret Elixir. Now it's going to be Resonance's turn to kind of break in. The duel is going off right now, but again, no, they have a power clone. They have the power clone online. Tentemperla going to be coming out, but it's going to be broken, and 2 members of Resonance going down. A third as well. They're going to be forced to back up here, and that's going to be another push kind of canceled out right here, and back to square one. Neither team has any sort of... They haven't been able to get the advantage and the clams at the same time to get the basket open.
Yeah, that was interesting to see on Resonance how their dualies had pushed up so far, but the rest of the team just had not pushed far enough to be able to take control of anything. Like, the dualies were in a good position, they were doing the skirmishing well, but the rest of the team just could not capitalize on it.
I think the same thing is happening to Secret Elixir as well. Both the T-Tick and the Splasher, and then Dually Negative going to be going in and taking out Kurta, and as the Zap as well, just going hyper aggressive right here, trying to find another opening. But again, they don't have the clams to follow up with. They need to get those clams, otherwise it's not going to really get any points on the board for them. Dualies are going to be going down. Resident just, like, they have that space. They have that space right in front of the basket, but just not able to capitalize off it right now.
I just can't believe that that happened again, that the dualies got all the way to the plat. They were skirmishing, they were getting the attention of Secret Elixir, but the rest of Resonance was just not pushed up enough to capitalize on it. Like, that keeps happening within this game on both sides. They gotta all be aggressive together, I think.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And like, they want to play off that 10, they want to get it up that front ramp, but the amount of DPS is coming out, and that's going to be a wipeout off of Residence, but just the amount of DPS is coming out is just completely destroying that shield. Again. They're trying to make the power clamp, but a rogue bomb takes 3 of them out. Just like, no one wants to pick up the power clamp. 10 seconds left of the match, neither team has scored, and it's like they can't get that leverage that they want. Like, they're not able to get to the basket with the clam.
Can't believe we just saw that happen. I can't believe that we saw all of those clams on the enemy ramp for Secret Elixir to pick up, to make that power, to get a power clam in, and they just could not. That one stray bomb, able to take so many out, able to stop that push in its tracks.
Oh my goodness, we're only on game 2 of this set so far. Like, this is not even the set defining push. Well, it could be if Secret Elixir wins, but it's just, we're on game 2, and we're at an impasse. They're not able to make any sort of headway, but no, here we go.
Oh!
Ball goes in. That's going to be Resonance taking game 2 with a very close overtime push. Gosh. What the heck, man?
What did we just watch?
Oh
my goodness. What is going on?
This wasn't Splatoon. This was like team deathmatch.
So scrappy, really, on both sides.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there was a fist bump too. Let's go.
And we get the fist bump.
Goodness, I feel like both teams were so good on that map. Even Secret Elixir, when they were doing their sort of slow and steady that they had been doing in the first round, I feel like that worked really well on Crab Leg, just because Resonance was so aggressive that they were able to get the picks, they were able to stagger them really easily. But just being able to collect the clams and being able to capitalize off of being slow and steady became difficult for them.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Like, that was what surprised me most, was the fact that, like, in that first game, Resonance held so much of that first match. They had so much pressure, so much space to work with, but this one was so much more back and forth. Like, I don't know what Secret Elixir found, what secret sauce they came up with, but they were able to kind of keep it a more even match. They were able to keep Resonance more on their toes and get space more often than they were in that Rainmaker match. But again, it came down to the clams. Neither team could get the clams when they had that advantage. It's just like the stars were not aligned, the planets were not in their favor. It was, I don't know, man. They didn't check their horoscope, I guess.
Exactly. And then that Resonance got it in overtime.
Exactly.
Like, after a significant amount of time in overtime as well, because when neither team has scored any power clams, that overtime becomes so long. I don't remember exactly how long, but it almost feels like an entirely different match at that point because it's gone on for so long.
No, yeah, it's like Clam was like the only mode where like it doesn't have a defined timer for overtime. Like, if you are dead even like that, someone has to score or that match is not going to end. And so it just becomes like, all right, who can throw the first clam? And it's like, playing it slow, safety, nah man, we rushing right in. Like, we just got to get that one power clam in and we're good.
Does eventually end. I want to say maybe 3 minutes.
Yes.
Because, like, you can't just have an indefinite clam blitz match going on. That would be silly. You could make that last for days.
That would be kind of funny. You know what? If that were the case, someone would DC eventually. That's going to happen.
No.
Someone's going to DC. The match is just going to quit.
No, they're wimps. They can't handle the clam.
Ooh, okay. Resonance shaking it up a bit, bringing out the splash shot. Were they running it? No, they were not running a splash shot. They had the dualies as kind of their aggressor,
That's
and
right.
they're bringing out the bucket deco. They're bringing out the Zipcaster slosher for this match.
Interesting pick.
I don't know what to make of it as of yet. Secret Elixir still going with the same comp they've been running. Still got pretty comfortable with it. Posty just gonna get annihilated by that Zuka right there.
As we're seeing Secret Elixir really aggressive this time around, getting 2 picks off of Resonance right away. They are taking the tower now. 3 are down on the side of Resonance. Ooh, Secret Elixir in a good position to push up here. They've got a lot of their paint on the ground, getting a lot of map control here.
It's like both teams are just like, finally, we don't have to stick in clams to hold us back. They brute force this way through. First checkpoint is going to be, no, never mind, I take it back. First checkpoint is almost down. There we go. Secret Elixir finally taking that first checkpoint. And like you said, they're on a roll. Something happened between those 2 matches. Like, they are just absolutely going off against Resonance right now. They're not letting them get any sort of foothold around the tower. They're just going to be taken all the way to the second checkpoint. And they have still a really good player advantage. They could just keep on going with it.
Yeah, we're seeing the whale come out from Kurta here as they go down off of tower. The rest of Secret Elixir around it, though, they are getting picks. 2 go down, 3 go down from the side of Resonance. Secret Elixir, ooh, very well pushed up. Doing a lot of good flanking, doing a lot of good sharking, getting control ahead of the tower. Ooh, and they are now at checkpoint 2.
Ooh, the little dams. Brendan here is playing with Taco. Brendan does finally go down to the Dynamo, but how long they were able to stay alive and keep that push going was quite impressive. But eventually, Resonance did a good job of not feeding into the Slosher. I will say that. Like, the Slosher has such a good position right there. They could totally just hold that and keep their team in the game, but they waited till that they had their attention turned, and then they converge all as once. So now, Resonance going to be turning around on Secret Elixir and taking their first checkpoint. But let's see if they're able to get that kind of momentum that Secret Elixir had, because that was quite a good lead for a first push.
Looks like Resonance is really trying. They are getting this first checkpoint here. Ooh. Oh no, we have a DC on the side of Resonance.
Oh no!
I think it is pushed too far to be able to get the restart on that too.
No, absolutely. Like, we're past the point of no return, and so, like, oh man, you hate to see it. Especially
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, this is a set-defining push. This decides who goes into Great White bracket. Like, that's the last thing you want to see for your set. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But Resonance, they're not going to give up. Like, they're going to fight hard for this. Like, even with the player down, they're still going to try to go for it. Yeah,
Look
they're
at them
still
getting
going
these
out, and they're
picks.
winning right now. That's the funny part. Like, they're winning.
They're winning these trades, yes, but if they want to win this match, they do have to push this tower forward.
True. That's the unfortunate thing. Yeah, because it's tower control, like, they have to have one of their players on the tower to keep the objective moving.
Oh, it looks like they are really trying, though. There are only 2 up right now from the side of Resonance, but they are taking control of this tower. They are trying to fight off the members of Secret Elixir on this left side here. Taco really trying to stay alive. They are falling back to their spawn as Secret Elixir retakes the tower.
That was such a good jump out too. They saw their 2 other mates going down, so they saw that they had to back up. But nope, Azuka is going to get them on the respawn. Big Elixir once again in control, and look at the amount of paint they have right now. So much yellow on the map. It's going to be tough for Resonance, especially with that player down, to be able to break back out. But this is a good place to hold it right here. They have a good defensive presence on that corner, and because they haven't taken the checkpoint yet, they have to stall the tower right there. But now that Soda is up there, ooh, that might change things a bit.
Yes, we're watching Secret Elixir dance around this tower here, getting these picks off of Resonance. There are 2 members up of Resonance, though. They are retaking this tower here. They are getting paint on the ground. Let's see how much they can push up. Although all members of Secret Elixir are up right now, they are all painting their side. They are going to be a force, throwing whatever they can at the tower.
Like, the biggest deciding factor is those strikes right there, the GG strikes. If Secret Elixir is able to stall it out and get those strikes online right at the end, like, there's not a whole lot Resonance can do. But if Resonance is able to stay on top of that, if they're because they have that first checkpoint out of the way, and Secret Elixir has not been able to push past the second checkpoint, so Resonance can get it there and just get the 1 point that they need to bring it back. But right now, Secret Elixir is pushed too far up, and here comes the strikes as well on negative, and that's going to be game with Secret Elixir taking the set 2-1 and moving on to Great White.
I feel so bad for Resonance. They were doing so well. They were pushing back so good. But, unfortunate DC. And this makes it an easy win for Secret Elixir.
I wouldn't even say it was easy either. Resonance fought hard. Like, I think it was expected because of the player advantage does really make a big difference, but it was not a one and done deal as soon as the poof happened. Like,
That's fair.
Resonance brought it all the way to the last second, and like they wouldn't let Secret Elixir even knock it out even.
Yeah, that's fair. They didn't just give up the win. They
No,
made
exactly.
Secret Elixir work for it.
Exactly. And I think that is the mark of a good team right there. And both the teams were pretty darn even. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like Crab Clamless just show that to its fullest extent of how even these two teams were.
Goodness. Oh, I was seeing the predictions, and 85% had said Secret Elixir it looked like. So, good for you and your points, whoever betted on that side.
Yeah, we were just talking about how the matches aren't actually played off the teams, but decided by the commentators. I mean, what?
Yes, it was rigged the whole time. It was me. I disconnected the internet.
John Wick sniped them their modem.
I called up John Wick. He's on my speed dial.
Oh man, but that is gonna be our round 3 done and done with. Going to be moving on to Top Cut, and that for that particular group is going to be Secret Elixir moving on with a nice 3-0 for their sets.
Yeah,
And
that's
Resonance
right there,
unfortunately, undefeated. And so they'll be moving on to Great White. Resonance haven't unfortunately going down to Hammerhead, but nonetheless, Top Cut will be coming up next with some more Splatoon action. So stay hydrated, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ludi Tonight. Happy Sunday night here for our Division 9 finals and the final broadcast here on Ludi Tonight at our traditional time on the weekend.
Everything out in Rage, desperately fighting back though, and who this isn't gonna be? Oh my goodness, welcome to competitive Splatoon.
Is able to hop on, but they're so far ahead of their teammates, and it's just the Crab not going to be able to do it alone, and Calamariachi takes the tower and takes the set in a tight Game 9, making a 3-game comeback. Beautifully
Clear and ready. Overtime's quickly running out. Get Ice Clear. Make a run for it. So close. Can they make it? Yes, they do. Goodness gracious, Saltome. Just like that, their luck turns around and brings them into grand finals.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Swimmer Sink 150. It is I, Mad Gamer the Second, joined by the lovely Miss Pixie 6.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are at the first round. Or, I'm sorry, is this the second round of Great White? I think that's what this says.
Maybe it is technically the first round to be played of the Great White. The bracket is a little all over the place at the moment, but
Yeah, if you're looking at Sendo like I am, it does say second round. But this is the first round we're watching, so.
yeah, it looks like round one. We have 2 round 1 matches and like half a dozen round 2 matches. So I think there's a bye in there somewhere.
I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but here we are between E-flan and the Grillers on Tower Control Mako Mart.
Tower Control Michael Mart.
Well, that's what it says on Sendo. Is this wrong too? What's going on, everyone? Oh, is it because it's supposed to be round 1 and it says it's round 2? Maybe it's on the
Oh,
round
that
2
could be.
maps, perhaps.
Yeah, because round 2 is on Tower Control Michael Mart because we're technically in round 2. Only 4 teams will be playing on the round 1 matches.
So should we call it Mr. Sendo? Mr.
I
Sendo,
know,
tell us
yeah.
what to do.
Well, unfortunately, like it's locked in. The teams have to follow. It's a little bit more strict than Battlefy. The map list is kind of locked in around, so the teams will be most likely playing on Tower Control and Mako Mart.
Okay. Well, then that's what we do. We're all learning here today on Swimmer Sink 150.
Swimmer Swink.
Swimmer Swing.
That's gonna change the dynamic a little. Actually, no, quite a bit. Mako Mart is such a different map from Undertow.
Oh,
And
definitely.
then Tower Control is such a different mode than Rainmaker.
That's right.
It's,
Wait, now this says Splat Zones on Mako Mart. I think it is.
oh yeah, double
TC.
zones for.
What's happening?
A little bit of technical difficulties we are resolving, but it is still going to be on Tower Control Mako Mart.
Okay.
And Tower Control on Mako Mart, I feel like it's very similar to Inkblot. Is susceptible to a lot of that kind of momentum and snowball. If one team is able to really get a good advantage, it can be hard to kind of stop that roll. Granted, the tower path does make it easier to defend than Inkblot, but if the attacking team is able to get onto the ledge there, get onto that plat, that kind of nullifies that defensive advantage.
I feel like that's harder to do on Mako Mart than Inkblot. Because on Mako Mart, you really have to go all the way around to really contest that area. If you try and just go up onto the enemy plat from that tower, they're just going to see you. They're just going to take you out. They know you're there. But
True.
on Inkblot, you can be more sneaky because of that ink rail we were talking about earlier.
That's true. Mako Mart, it's small, but it lends itself, its distance comes from its length rather than its width. Inkblot is a short distance between 2 spawns, but it has wider areas to work with. So like you said, it's a little easier to flank around, be a little bit more sneaky. But Mako Mart, it is a little bit more straightforward, but it has a lot of tight fights that you got to take, a lot of tighter spaces you got to work with. And so,
Yeah.
like you said, it's easier to kind of see the offensive coming once they get into those certain positions.
I would say a lot more hallways on Mako Mart than most other maps. I think because
Right,
the way
right.
the stacks are set up, there's just a lot of tighter spaces, like you were saying, a lot of smaller areas, a lot of hallways to just go down and take control of.
Exactly. I feel like, once again, Mako Mart is one of those maps where you see more niche picks because of the map. And I think for Tower Control in particular as well, Zones is a little bit more standard. You can run a lot more of your standard comps on Mako Mart zones, but Tower Control, you see some more unusual picks. Then some really unusual picks tonight, even on some of the more standard map modes. So nothing can surprise me at this point.
We're gonna see more Reef Slider Cheese. We're gonna
Oh, my
see some
goodness.
more, what was it? The dualies with Splashdown. Gonna see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the other weird picks were. Oh, we saw the tent and we saw the dynamo.
We saw the tent and the dynamo on the same team
True.
with the Nautilus.
True, with the Nautilus.
Multiple times, not just on Humpback, but on Crableg as well.
Well, we might see it again. Didn't they win one?
Say that again?
Didn't they win a match? With that
Yes,
comp?
they won the Crableg one in overtime after
see?
10 minutes of nothing.
10 minutes. It was not that long. But yes, they did win one. So you never know. We could see those weapons again. As I say that, we're seeing the more standard pencil picks.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
we're
those
seeing the-
dualies, though.
Yes, Deco Gluga dualies for their Zuka pick. And then on the other side, we have the Scamper Nouveau with that crab, going for that crab pick. So interesting picks on both sides, kind of that midline, high damage picks. But we're seeing already the Grillers going to be losing two of their members, and it's going to be E-flan going for that first checkpoint right off the bat. We're not even 20 seconds in.
Yeah, E-flan was really pushing up, really being aggressive, getting two of the Grillers down right away. Now we're seeing that crab from E-flan on this left side here, just putting a lot of pressure on the Grillers right now. Ooh, and that's another one taken off of the Grillers. E-flan pushed all the way up. They are being really aggressive. They are being really hard to deal with. With here we see, ripping here on this sword, just getting paint on the ground, just being really aggressive, just being a menace, really.
No, yeah, and like very similar to Inkling as well. Crab has some really good positionings, especially those stacks right there. If the Crab was able to set up on there, it creates a lot of long distance pressure. But even the Stamper itself is doing a good job of just holding the right space. So far, the Grillers has not been able to push them out. They're able to hold that second checkpoint. That's the really good defensive pressure I was talking about. But they haven't been able to really push out beyond that. They're able to just kind of stalemate it, so they're not able to get past the second checkpoint.
See Flan here on the right side, putting a lot of pressure down with that pencil, just getting a lot of paint on the ground, getting a pick off of the Grillers here. The Grillers kind of pushed back, kind of trying to just defend and stay alive, trying to build specials to get E-flan out of their area.
Oh, a nice splat as well. Able to stop the tower rider before they get through the checkpoint all the way, and they're going to be getting another two down right off of that. So this is going to be the turns tabled for E-flan here, and Griller's going to be able to take some space in mid, but they're still going to have to watch out for those players from the E-flan. The Bucket doing a good job of holding his man on the right side, another key position to have.
I do love when those turns get tabled, Imad.
Indeed. Have you ever tabled your turns?
I'm seeing it right now. The Grillers are doing it right now.
Ooh, but already E-flan, even with that advantage the Grillers had, E-flan is able to turn it around almost immediately. And here we go, the Bucket up on this left side. And is that Azen from Narwhal? Narwhal?
It does say NW, so I would believe that you're right.
And then, this is exactly the position they want to take right here. They are all the way up on the ledge. Guerrillas, they're going for the tower right now. They're able to keep the stack, but the flanking from the Bucket could have provided such a good presence for that push. But Guerrillas good job of just converging on that, able to play to their 2v1 advantage there, and able to retake mid.
Looks like 3 up on both sides now. The Grillers taking control of mid here. We see Cookie on this right side just trying to get more paint on the ground, trying to be a little bit more aggressive, but all the specials coming out from E-flan with that Zuka. Oh, it's just hard to push up.
Yeah, it's they have some good space in mid, but they're not really able to push up more. But no, 3 members down is going to change that right here. And Cookie taking up his left side, taking up the ledge so they can get the tower over there. But the shot dropping and taking down their teammate is going to put a damper on their plans. But they're doing a good job of holding it. Grillers able to just keep them from really pushing them back out again. But they're going to have to watch out for that Booyah Bomb when it comes online.
Looks like 2 of the Grillers are down now. E-flan pushing up once again, taking control of mid once again. Oh, they're just really good at being aggressive. I thought for a second there the Grillers had kind of figured it out, that they kind of realized what they had to do to match the aggression of E-flan, but they just got taken out so quickly, just pushed back into mid here. They just are not able to take the same control that E-flan is able to take.
Yeah, I feel like they're not able to match E-flan for the amount of like just raw points they're able to get at one point, but they're I was going to say they're doing a good job of like not letting E-flan kind of roll over them again, but that's going to be a wipeout off of the Grillers right there. And E-flan once again in so much control of mid and already trying to get set up for that second checkpoint push right here. But again, Grillers countering with the 2 players down, and they're going to be looking to try to keep that like stalemate going. But we're down to 20 seconds left. They have to be able to make a move. They have to be able to kind of start getting space for that tower because they still have a lot of points to get through.
E-flan here kind of falling back as the Grillers push into mid. We see Cookie here getting a pick. Ooh, as E-flan trying to get anything they can on the ground, but the Grillers are being really aggressive right now, actually. 3 are down on the side of E-flan as the Grillers continue to take hold of mid.
Yeah, Cookie just absolutely locking her now, taking down 3. This Stamper getting the flank though, coming around from behind, popping crap on their stack. Oh, and the last player from Grillers gets taken down, not able to get to that second checkpoint. I saw from the corner of the screen there the Stamper going around Cookie, not able to see them in time. They got into a really good position to flank, but then the Stamper came around and just kind of really threw a wrench into that push. Just stalled out before they could get to the points that they needed.
I would say E-flan had a really good flanking ability, able to get around the Grillers so easily, able to kind of throw them off their game and get picks without them realizing it. And I think that was their real advantage there. Like, I'm sure the Grillers were able to match their aggression, but E-flan's ability to skirmish and just kind of catch the Grillers off guard was just unmatched in that game.
Yeah, I would say like the opening, kind of that right off the hook aggression from E-flan threw off the Grillers a bit, but then once they were able to kind of match that tempo, they were able to like counterplay that almost. They weren't letting E-flan kind of get away with some of those plays about halfway through the match, but just the amount of time that E-flan stalled out in that first push really left the Grillers at a disadvantage. So like by the time they were able to get themselves together and push back, they didn't have enough time to get that push going.
Hey, I'm Ed.
Yes.
Guess what the next map mode is?
Do tell.
Splatoon's Mahi! Best map mode. Favorite map mode. Best favorite map mode.
And we're seeing it for a second time on stream
Yes.
in your Great White Bracket round 2.
They did it for me. This
they
is rigged.
did
I'm telling you. The commentators control it all. I control who wins. I control the map modes. I control it all.
Yeah, but you thought TOs had the power. No, it's the commentators.
It's the commentators.
Commentator's curse is just too strong.
Yeah, it's whatever I say comes true. That's how it works.
Actually, the other thing about commentator's curse is when the opposite of what we say comes true.
Okay, but this is a opposite of a curse. This is the commentator's blessing.
There we go. We're starting a new trend of commentator's blessing. I like
Yes. It starts with me, Miss Pixie 6. I patented it. It's
it.
mine now.
That sounds like a bard buff from D&D or something.
I don't know what those words mean.
Okay, we'll move on then. Going into this next match, once again, the Grillers versus E-flan on zones. Mahi will be seeing a change. Stamper going to the vanilla, but other than that, no such change from E-flan. And seeing both swapping to the other variant. Gluga is going for the Booyah Bomb, double Booyah Bomb from the Grillers now. No Zook whatsoever.
Interesting. I wonder how the Booyah Bomb is going to do on something like Splat Zones, because as much as you would think that the Booyah Bomb would paint the zone for you, it really doesn't. It's more of a displacement special. It's more to keep the other team from getting on that zone.
I was gonna exactly like it's not gonna be good for the directly affecting the objectives. Not be good for the zone, but with how small that Mahi is for this first bid, having the Booyah Bomb is going to be, as you said, a really good displacement special. It's going to be really good at taking that what little space there is and making E-flan move. However, that is not going to be as helpful when Gorillas is getting set back to spawn from E-flan. They are finally able to recap the zone, get some penalty points for E-flan, but so far E-flan is just doing a good job of winning these 1v1s, these 1v2s, 1v3s. Like, they are unstoppable right now. I say that as it is only the pencil left.
Yes, now there's only one member of E-flan up right now. The Grillers pushed into mid, trying to take more space, getting up onto the enemy plat. We see Yeet here on the left getting taken down, though, just as they start to become aggressive. Now Flan here with this pencil trying to push up, trying to get paint on the ground. They get Cookie down. Ooh, and we're seeing a Booyah Bomb on the side of E-flan. Can they retake the zone here?
Ooh, here we go. 2 members of E-flan down again. 3 members, just the pencil remaining. That Booyah Bomb doing what it needed to do, displacing and taking down members of E-flan. However, the Zuka is going to be countering back out. 52 going down. Booyah Bomb is online again. Lead has been taken by the Grillers, and so far they're doing a good job of keeping that space. They do lose their Googles in the process. Azon getting oh my goodness! 3 members down just from the bucket, making a full wipeout, and they're going to be just absolutely pushing up right here into the Grillers base.
As E-flan here, really aggressive, pushed all the way up onto the Grillers side here, just getting more paint on the ground, keeping them from getting anywhere close to zone. And now with E-flan's assortment of specials and subs, they really will be able to just keep the Grillers from getting off of their plat.
Yeah, being able to push up that far, they made the Grillers have to expend some of their specials and their resources just to get them out of their base, and so now they have less resources to retake the zone. They do cap it, but not before losing the lead and 2 of their members, so it is kind of a reset mode. Both teams regrouping, but E-flan coming out on top once again with 3 members of the Grillers down, and the stamp of that they really want to get back on that flat and get things going again.
E-flan being just as aggressive too. They only recently got recontrol of mid, but now they are already pushed up onto the Grillers side, trying to get these picks. There's 2 down on the side of the Grillers already. Ooh, they're just all over the place, just really trying to wreak havoc here in the Grillers area.
That's right, Cookie trying to break out, make something happen. Oh, but it is just a stamper remaining, but with how far they're pushed up, they do get the delayed wipe. But they gotta rush the zone at this point. They gotta paint it to stay in this match. Yeet gonna be pushing up with the splash ball, trying to make something happen. Gets taken down. Grillers able to cap the zone just in the nick of time, but with how far they were pushed up again, they just stalled for so much time. But now they have the player advantage once again. The pencil is just the last one remaining for E-flan, and Grillers have control of mid.
A lot of picks going back and forth, though. E-flan pushed up with Yoshiro back in mid here, but they do get taken down. Ooh, it's 2 down, 3 down on the side of the Grillers now. Ooh, it's a lot of back and forth on this fight for mid here.
It's so impressive. Like, it seems like every single time E-flan goes into an engagement, they're taking on these 1v2, 1v3 fights, but they're coming out on top. Like, they have enough teammate presence to be able to assist and get some of those paint and chip damage in, but they're being so aggressive, being so bold in fighting the Grillers, and it's working for them. They're once again through those penalty points. They're so close to getting the knockout, but Grillers, like, they're gonna be capping it just another time once again, but cannot keep the members up to really get a sustained push going.
Yes, it was definitely a just in the nick of time push here. Now with Yeet on the enemy plat, they get taken down. Ooh, the Grillers are trying to be just as aggressive as E-flan has been being in this match, but I don't think they can match that aggression as well. They do just keep getting taken down. They keep getting separated. Now E-flan in a good position to retake mid here. They got the specials on the board. Ooh, we're seeing Yoshiro on the side trying to take out Yeet, and they were able to just before they get taken down by Nito.
Ooh, the lead is coming up, One more second, one more point. They get the lead. 3 seconds left. Grillers have taken the lead. They just gotta hold it now, and they're able to hold it. Grillers, last second, taking game 2. They are still in this match.
They are still in it. They are in it to win it, I'm mad.
They are in it to win it. E-flan being so aggressive, and I wouldn't even say dominant, but just like being so much in the Grillers' face for so much of that match. But the Grillers, like, again, they were able to match that flow. They were able to kind of counterplay when the E-flan was being aggressive, just kind of redirect that, take them down, and then clutch up in the last moment to bring it to this game 3.
I'm actually really surprised at that because it seemed to me at the end there, the Grillers were really staggering. They just kept pushing in and then getting taken out right away. But I think because they just had someone being aggressive enough to continue keeping paint on the zone, that they were able to tick the clock down like that, and they were able to take that game.
Like, they weren't able to really match how far up that E-flan was pushing. They weren't able to get onto the plant. We saw Yi do so, or attempt to do so, but then get shut down.
Yeah, every time they tried to get up there, they got shut down.
Exactly. But I think what turned the tides in their favor was they were able to win those engagements that they needed to win. Even though that E-flan would push out and be like make these bold plays, they were high risk, high reward plays, and so the risk just finally outweighed the reward, and Grills were able to capitalize off that and get just enough numerical advantage to have a zone for that lead right at the end.
I completely agree. Now, as we move on to Rainmaker on Crab Leg, do you think we're going to be seeing the same weapon comps from both sides? I feel like they've been doing something similar each time. They've been switching up the sort of weapon, like with the dualies and the Splatana, but they've been keeping those the weapon types.
I don't see E-flan swapping up their comp from the last time. I feel like Vanilla Stamper with that Zipcaster is going to be incredibly powerful for Rainmaker, and the Pencil as well is going to be so powerful for Crab Leg. And then, yeah, I feel like that they're not going to really want to change up too much. The glue guns on the Grillers, though, they've been swapping between the vanilla and the deco variants. I honestly don't know which would be more viable here. I would say Zuka, simply because it's Crab Leg and it's also Rainmaker, but I don't know. Splash Ball could be powerful as well, but just like the point sensor, I don't see having quite as much value as it did for Makamard.
Yeah, I would say that too, especially on Rainmaker when you know where the objective is,
Right.
You have a good guess of what the enemy is going to do to protect that Rainmaker. You don't necessarily need your point sensor as much as you would for, say, a zones match.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be sticking with the vanilla variant Booyah Bomb and the Splash Ball. Instead, they're going to be swapping off their machine to the Neo variant for that Zuka. So they still have a Zuka in their back pocket. Oh, but the Zap getting popped right at the beginning by the Rainmaker shield. And then the Sloshing Machine coming up and bringing another one down. 3 members of the Grillers down. Last 2 remaining members of E-flan going to be going for this first checkpoint right off the bat once again.
Wow, that was such an early check too. We're not even 30 seconds into this match and E-flan got this first checkpoint. Now, as they are staying on this right side here, they are trying to throw whatever they can at the Grillers, trying to make it safe to push this Rainmaker forward, but they're just not getting the picks to be able to be safe with it.
I feel like E-flan so far has they have really good initiative. They're able to get some good early pushes in, but then they lose steam slowly over time. It feels like a very small amount, but Grillers over time have been able to kind of match E-flan's flow once again. But their Grillers just can't match them in the first bout. They almost always lose that first bout. So it's how quickly can they recover is going to be the deciding factor here.
Yeah, it looks like Nito here trying to get some paint on the ground, trying to get this pick here. Ooh, as the Grillers, they're just trying to stay alive here, but 3 of them are down right now. E-flan has control of the Rainmaker. They're able to get it up on that left side there, but they do get taken down fairly quickly.
Yi going off against the Machine. Yi was able to take down 2 other members. The Machine just holding strong in this corner and now taking down 2 members of the Grillers, popping Booyah Bomb just to stay alive. Are they going to be able to stay alive? They are. The rest of the team able to respawn, taking another one down with the pop, and they're still keeping this push going, running all the way up the ramp. Are they able to answer the checkpoint? No, getting stopped right at the 1 point mark. Well,
Wow,
they
so
just set the
close.
bar incredibly high for Grillers at this point.
I'm so amazed at how E-flan, they only had 2 members of the Grillers down at the point they were making that push to get the Rainmaker in. And they were just oppressive enough that they were able to move it that far.
And speaking of oppressive, they are just locked into Griller's base right now. They are not letting them step foot onto the map. But the thing is, they don't have the Rainmaker. They don't have the objective. It's still reset in mid, and they don't have any way. They don't have anyone going back to pick it up. Oh, here we go. They finally their pencil went back and grabbed it, but 3 members.
Oh my gosh!
All right, there we go. I was gonna say they're losing players, but the wipeout off the Grillers just seal the deal. E-flan going to show that they are set to continue on in the Great White Bracket.
What changed at that map mode that E-flan was that aggressive, that they had that much of a they had such a great offense that they were really keeping the Grillers from getting out of spawn even?
I feel like I honestly don't know what like the deciding factor was. I know that the point where the turns tabled was when that bucket would not go down. When that sloshing machine going up against 3 members of Grillers at the same time took 2 of them down, Booyah Bomb, and was able to live the whole thing. They were able to stall out so long that the rest of the team was able to get back in, and because they took down 2 members of the Grillers, the rest of the team was able to just move right in, and that's when the kind of the stagger for Grillers began, and they were able to just lock them out completely.
The E-flan locked in, as the kids say.
Exactly.
They realized what they needed to do and they did it. They were able to just be that aggressive, and it was so funny. Oh my goodness, that they were being that aggressive and no one had picked up the Rainmaker. Like, had no one communicated that they still had to do the objective? Like, I'm not sure, but hey, they were still able to win it, so I can't make too much fun of them.
Well, like, when you're so locked in like that, it's hard to, like, okay, how do we... Because if you send one player back, that puts you at a player disadvantage, and so that could kind of lose that momentum you have going. So, like, how do you break away from that engagement that you have? Like, how do you kind of shift the balance so you can go back and grab it and then still come back? So I think that was what they were looking for, just trying to get a good enough advantage to be able to afford one of the players go back to grab it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
GG's to E-flan, a deciding 3rd game, but Grillers still holding up a heck of a fight throughout all of it.
Yeah, they did. They did a good job. Good job with Grillers.
But that is going to be the end of round 2. We'll be moving on to round 3 momentarily after a short break, but I do believe we're going to be swapping commentators, so this will be our last set for the time being. Anything you would like to share with the crowd before we head off?
Yes, actually. I would like you to open up all of your browsers to twitter.com, to youtube.com, to twitch.com, and type in iMadGamer, and follow him immediately. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the shout out. I would you like me to shout you out as well?
No.
Okay. Well, with that, we're gonna be heading off for the night. So as we continue on with SOS Great White Bracket, stay tuned and stay hydrated. We'll be right back with your next set of commentators.
And don't forget the stretch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ludi Tonight. Happy Sunday night here for our Division 9 finals and the final broadcast here on Ludi Tonight at our traditional time on the weekend.
Everything out in Rage, desperately fighting back though, and who is it gonna be? Oh my goodness, welcome to competitive Splatoon.
Is able to hop on, but they're so far ahead of their teammates, and it's just the Crab not going to be able to do it alone, and Calamariachi takes the tower and takes the set in a tight Game 9, making a 3-game comeback. Beautifully
Okay, I'm ready. Overtime's quickly running out. Get Ice Crayer. Make a run for it. So close. Can they make it? Yes, they do. Goodness gracious, Sao Tome. Just like that, their luck turns around and brings them into grand finals.
Day has fallen and night is here, and it is time for round 3 of Sink or Swim 150. I am Sylvan. I'm here with the incredible, the known Drew Mar, and well, we're coming into our final stretch here, Drew. And I mean, we're now in best of 5, so these teams are in for quite a bit of a change of pace, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Best of 5s are so much different from best of 3s. It doesn't seem like much, but it definitely is. There's so much more Splatoon that you could possibly be playing. You gotta win 3 now instead of 2. It just makes the longevity of your playstyle that much more difficult. And we got 2 teams lined up here. 11-11 Make-A-Wish versus Mother is Mothering.
Yeah, both these teams coming in after a long, long day, and 11-11 in particular is the one we were kind of talking about behind the scenes that, you know, we'd known them, we've seen them, and to see them fight this far and make it this deep into the brackets, I think really does speak to their, you know, coming together here in the community. But meanwhile, Mother is Mothering, you know, I love it. It's a tight 4. They know exactly what they're going to do. They know exactly how they're going to play. You know, everybody's fully committed and available to this team. So I think that there is something going into that for both of these teams. Like each of these teams has a little bit of something to give them an edge. Now we're just going to get a look to see what is going to be, you know, the more impactful picture.
Yeah, definitely. And starting out, game 1 is going to be on Clam's Inkblot. It's going to be really interesting to see what these teams decide to do. We know that there is a defined meta around Pencil and Zukas, but maybe some teams can deviate, like, maybe a little bit around that, and maybe we might even see some of the new weapons that got released a few days ago.
Anything's possible. Everybody's looking for something to shake it up. We will see Clan Blitz eventually later in the line if we make it to game 5. Like you said, I mean, I think the other thing about this, you know, Clan Blitz being the one, but the map, I think, particularly Inkblot, is just such a, it's almost like the most scrimmed, arguably. This is such a map that everybody knows and everybody has their routes and plays. So, I mean, how do you think that's going to affect these teams going into this?
Well, since, I really don't know, but yeah, what do you mean? Teams really know the routes a lot. This map is played over and over again, a lot in competitive map lists. Maybe not as much as Tower, but it's definitely the second most played Inkblot map. Getting up to that batch, of course, very important. If you get the enemy batch, you pretty much can get a very strong push going. Maybe even win the game off 100-0. So it's going to be really interesting to see what these teams try to strategize.
Yeah, especially now knowing that the everybody's least favorite, you know, set play is now gone with the Kraken. Where I'm expecting these teams to kind of lean into some of those other kind of fallback plays. You know, we used to see a lot of Dome, and the Shield did get a bit of a buff. So I do think that maybe if that's like your kind of set bread and butter play, that might be something you fall back into. I have to imagine so, right?
Yeah, probably. Bubble's most recent buff painted the floor when you deployed it. It wasn't as crazy as people thought it was going to be. People were like, oh my god, is this going to paint the entire floor? Now it's just a portion of it. It still is something.
It's improved.
It's something. So it will give you some paint if you desperately need it. It is very good source of weapons. But it's going to be really interesting to see. I am excited to see if anyone decides to use the new Decavitator weapons. Those weapons are so fun.
Yeah, all these different changes are hopefully, and this is like you said, like, are they going to be? This is really the X factor to me is, you know, how did these teams really come together to, you know, pull in the new things? How many of them are really testing the meta and really kind of pushing those limits? Because it's really easy to sit back and say, look, we have a Zuka player, we have a cooler player, let's just run, you know, what we know. But it's really takes those minds. This is what gets you to those finals, those players that innovate and try new things.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really interesting. But we can maybe look on a little bit ahead to maybe some of the other games. We can talk about it a bit on Game 2, Spot Zones on Umami Ruins.
I love it. It's such a smaller map, and I think when you look at how strong Pencil is, you know, Pencil just gets control of these high grounds and these middle ranges, and it can just dominate. So I really do think that, you know, with Inkblot kind of being so big and kind of really putting the pressure on the front line, Umami, I think, is really going to let us look at those back and midliners to really give them a show.
Yeah, especially with its most recent rework. It's kind of weird how Nintendo advertised Hammerhead's rework, but not Umami's, even though Umami seems to be bigger. But let's not focus on that right now. We got Clan Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. Looking at these team counts right here, we see a ballpoint and a mint decapitator.
There you go. Yeah, you wanted to see the new weapons, and there they are. So it looks like we will get a little bit, but we will also see the pencil coming in from the other side of Mother. So it looks like, again, some of those new standards, we will see a screen pop up as well. So I'm really keeping an eye out for the side of Mothering now, because you know how they place that screen is going to really kind of set up a lot of their success here.
Yeah, definitely. And something even more interesting, we have a new Swiffer. We have a Zipcaster Swiffer going. I want to see a trick shot. I really want to see a trick shot. So badly. But we do see a confrontation right here. The Decapitator does pick off that squeezer right there. Inkjet is popped on the side of 11-11. They are playing very aggressive here, seeing what they can go.
Yeah, they're going to back out for now, though. 12 Clams not quite ready, set to go. The bubble is up, but no cooler, which means that they're going to play this a little bit slower here. It's going to give the time to kind of recover, and it's going to be a pick for the side of Mother's Mothering, which means their push and dreams of that are gone, especially now with the Swiffer down. It's basically on hold here.
Yeah, but the cooler is popped for 11-11. The Zap and Ballpoint are just holding as much zone as they can with that screen coming in. They are going to avoid it narrowly, but ooh, what a great pick by that squeezer right there. Able to get a pick on that Decapitator at the last second, but we do see a Ballpoint. But it looks like one of the mothers of 11-11 was able to get in and score.
They did manage to push in, but they managed to not really push too much past that. It's just going to be 20 points, so we'll have to pay from behind that. And it did cost them a little bit of those specials. So now coming into this 11-11 is going to be a little bit behind. Great pick from the Swiffer. If they can keep up this pressure, they should be able to keep this going. Looking for a shot. Can't quite get it. Gets punished on the way out, so it's a 1-to-1 trade. But the barrier is broken again for Make-A-Wish, and they'll continue to push in here with Mother's Mothering just having to play back.
Yeah, we do see the Decapitator right there in the corner. Able to pick one, though, before they go down. But we do see the Zap trying to get a few more clams in. That's going to probably stop their push around 58.
I mean, that's good enough to win. That's a winning number, especially with 3 minutes on the clock. If you can just make these holds, Mother can't really push back into it, especially with 6% of the only 6 clams coming in. You know, no real pressure. It's unfortunate because it feels like they just never really got full advantage of those coolers that they were trying to build up so hard. You know, you could see the pencil trying to get space, but really has to play so far back just to maintain.
Yeah, we see Candy trying to get a pick with that new Swiffer. Not able to right there, but
good shot.
One right there. Great shot from Candy. They did have cooler, however, so they are going to be back very quickly.
Yeah, specials are coming in for 11-11, but they are sitting back. They have to play because they know there's a power climb up. They're getting one for their own, pushing towards the front. No, gets picked on the top. Second member dies behind it as well. So they have to recover the climb and back up for now. 3 down for the side of Mother, though. Means they can go forward. They pass it forward, and the climb, no, gets picked from across the way. The dome is down, which means that they will eventually get it in, and now it's back open.
Yeah, great recovery from the side of 11-11. They did go down with that power climb, but Vano was able to get that climb, and getting all the way to 33, that is definitely a winning number with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, considering 11-11 really hasn't lost much of a push here. I mean, they've just won their fights consistently and just been able to do it. Mother finally had some space, but they didn't quite have the moment to capitalize. 19 clams plus a power up. They're going to throw in everything out of screens are up, but no, the first picks comes through, and Suction Bomb's going to pick off the first one. And the Jet in the background is just clearing up, and the 11-11 finally stops this push one more time. Another decisive win for them.
Yeah, and that was a great Suction Bomb by, I believe that was that Decapitator. Throwing it right in front of the wall, right when the 52 swam in front of it, means it just explodes immediately and kills them. Great strategy. We do see the Decapitator sharking on that left stack, seeing what they can do, but huge clan economy is on the side of Mother, 25-3. So it's going to be interesting what they do. Zuka is popped. They are going to pop 2. Not going to be able to get anyone from there. 2 are down on the side of Mother, though.
No, they were looking for the jump in, and there was no place to go now. It was all dependent on that set play to get in there and do the work, but 11-11 shuts it down. 1 minute on the clock now. It means no power claims available. Mother is just in the worst case scenario. They're going to pop screen just to try to get some amount of space. This is a disaster for Mother is Mothering.
Yeah, but that was great defense from Make-A-Wish, and they just have to hold for another 50 seconds, and they will have game 1. We do see Alex right here with that Zap, just trying to paint as much as they can, trying to get that cooler charge. They are going to pop it right there, right behind left stack. Great placement right there. We do see 3 people all the way by that bubble right there. We do see the Zap trying to take a fight with the 52 and able to pick it right there. Great Suction Bomb from Alex.
The defensive play from Make-A-Wish with the aerial support coming in is so huge in the last 20 seconds here, and it's coming up to Mother is Mothering. They have 10, they have 2 power claims, and they have to make a push here now. They're going to get the overtime, and it's going to start with the whale just to try to push in a little bit. It clears some of the path, but it's not enough of a way. Finally, they'll pop screen just to try to get a little bit more pressure, but they know they still can't push in. On the high ground, this found out. It's going to come down to the Zipcaster to get them out safely. Last 5 seconds here. It's the push from Mother is Mothering. Looking for more. They finally get a break. That's 80. They need to get the rest of this in, though, and they need to keep going. Overtime ticks down. Looking for a little bit more, but no, there's picks 2 on the side of Mother is Mothering, and that is as good as done.
Yeah, and that looked. Oh, they do have a jump right there, and they are able to reset it right there, getting all the way to 57, but 3 are down. And that looks like finally the 11-11 Make-A-Wish is going to take game 1 here.
Cool. I mean, the score eventually did get closer, but that was just, I mean, that felt dominant from 11-11. They felt like they were just fully in control the whole way through. It seemed like they just never really lost a fight. Something, I mean, I don't want to say it was team comp, but I feel like they definitely knew, based on their weapons, what they wanted to do for this map mode.
Yeah, it was definitely a very strong showing from them, and let's see if they will be able to hold out for the rest of this best of 5. We did talk about Umami Zones a bit, and since this map's rework, this has now jumped up to my top 3 favorite Zones maps.
It's definitely unique, and it definitely creates a lot more pressure, kind of like what you said. The rework really did make it a lot more viable and a lot more to play around. You know, this used to be one that most people hated coming up, a sense you could just kind of get your positions, hold your angles, and be okay. But now with these changes, it does feel like the player agency has improved in regards to how do you contest these zones.
Yeah, I always really enjoyed it even before the rework, but after the rework, I'm like, oh, this is actually so much better. Just the specifically one thing, the ink rail behind Snipe, it would go all the way to like the enemy zone. It's just ridiculous. Like that's what we need in like map design on like all of these. And,
no, I agree completely. I think you said it. Like having the flexibility to hit those flank angles really makes the difference, and that's what gives you a chance to fight back in, right? It's so easy just to get locked out, lose your forward high ground, and just kind of feel like, well, let's just go next because we can't displace this backliner. So, oh well, and like that, just no one wins. No one feels good for that.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see. Do you think these teams are gonna go team comps, or do you think Mother is gonna switch it up a bit?
I feel like Mother they have to switch something up, because I feel like your pencil never really got into positions. If you know you're not winning fights, your backliner always always feels bad for your backliner. Like you just feel like you never get in a position, you feel like you're always under pressure. And I feel like at some point you just kind of have to adjust it up. And like you said, they brought in some new weapons on the other side in 11-11, so I really do think you have to match that ingenuity. That was kind of one of those things we were alluding to, of how did you learn with the new pieces coming in, and that is the difference between a team that swims or sinks.
We love puns here, but it looks like members of 11-11 are gonna do a pretty similar team comp.
Squeezer, yeah.
And it looks like Mother's Mothering is gonna switch out for the Headed Nouveau, or as I like to call the credit with Flop Bomb and Crab Tank.
Crab Tank is an interesting adaptation here. It does give you that a little bit of extra firepower from the long range, so now you should be able to control into these mids and longs sooner.
Yeah, it is a very impressive weapon because it's straight just complete just shooting constantly. There's no off time with this weapon. But we do see that Decapitator putting a bit of pressure on it. And they did pop that bubble right there to give it a little bit of extra space. But oh, and the Squiffer gets a pick through the Zipcaster. Great pick from Candy right there.
I mean, it's tough to make this frontline pressure. Eventually gets pushed out and gets traded eventually back, but it's tough when you have that frontline sniper. You have to be precise. You're trading so much just to make sure. Screen popped just to kind of push 11-11 back a little bit, which will give Mother a little bit more control at 75 to 87, 4 minutes on the clock. And it's still, this is what we wanted to see. These teams are just going to contest with how small this space is.
Yeah, and it's definitely a lot more difficult, especially with the double zone. Double zones make it very much more difficult to get a push going, because you need to control both. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams try to strategize around this. We do see the Mint trying to get a pick right there, not going to be able to, but did get a shot of 80. They are going to try to flank in, trying to get a pick on that.
Good pressure.
Not going to be able to.
There's a lot of good pressure onto the backliner, and that was what you need to do here, especially when you have like a double back mid like this. But I mean, it's not enough right now. And I mean, thankfully for the side of both teams, it's been very back and forth. No one's really gained much. It's still 81 to 75 with Mother now in control, pushing towards the 3-minute mark. It's just, it's so much. Now that they have controlled, I want to see them take some space here. They have the last of these pieces in play. They have the space. They just need to clean up these picks and get full control and take space here.
Yeah, we do see Omega on that pencil, getting a few great picks right there. We gotta see if Mother is gonna be able to hold the zone and try to extend their lead. They are able to brush through their penalty points, but oh, Horn did not see that suction bomb on that wall, and they are gonna get picked off right there. Great suction bomb placement from Alex with that cooler pop as well.
Still going to play a little bit aggressively with that cooler. Might have been a little too much because you kind of don't need it now. You've already kind of won the fight, but you know it's better to have it than to have not and keep this going. Now the penalty down, slowly pushing away, is going to get the lead here for 11-11 and 2:30. They can just ride this out, keep the pressure up. I really do like this. They're not giving any amount of space. They're denying all the angles with these suction bombs. Just trying to make sure they can hold these grounds, and so they'll build up the specials in the next way.
Yeah, did Alex just walk through the screen without getting hit?
He clipped the edge of it. He clipped the edge of it.
Clip the edge of it? Alright. It looked like he just phased through it without getting the effect. But oh well, it is what it is. You do see the ballpoint trying to pop some fizzies right there, take some space as much as they can. 11-11 is able to get their push all the way down to 20. They just have to hold out a little bit longer, and they're going to take game 2 as well.
Yeah, not a special to be seen for the side of Mother's Mother either. I say that there's a Zuka, it does get one, but the time is running up. They need to press here, and they get it just with the 2 seconds left on the clock. Mother needs to get the flip here, and the screen is going to be the last piece to kind of give them the sight to do so. It'll be a 69, a very nice delay for now.
Yeah, that was a great offensive push by the side of Mother, just able to use all those specials in tandem with each other to be able to cap zone. They are going to push their penalty points now. Omega is popping that cooler to give a little bit of extra leeway. You do see that Zuko as well not able to get anyone. 2 specials charged on the side of 11-11.
No, and you can see it now that the pencil's in line. They really need to get the spot link up there. They're going to drop the dome, but it's not enough to get pushed through, which means 11-11 is going to push right in. There's a 2v1, catches one, and the control will flip back to them. The rest of the members of Mother is just going to try to get out with their lives. They know they're coming into the last minute and need a push here. They trade one out, and it's just who's Jelly just trying to push through. Bomb doesn't quite catch it, but keeps control for now. Last minute continues to fall. 3 down for the side of 11-11 Make-A-Wish means that there's still not much else in the hill. Just pushing, catches one on the way out. Finally will get control back again.
That was just a straight bloodbath for like 20 seconds. Just so many people just falling. Great pick by Candy onto that credit. Cancels the crab for a little bit. And they do have that Zizcaster pop. They are going to decide to pop it right here. Trying to see if they can get a pick right there. And they are going to get a pick on Jelly. Seeing if they can get another on either pedal, but they are going to get picked off.
Mother to 11-11 did flip it back in the meantime with 25 seconds. So, I mean, now they're in the driver's seat. They're going to be able to close this out. It's going to force back Mother is Mothering. They're going to pop screen just to try to get a little bit of positioning advantage here. Cooler up thrown in as well. This is it. This is the moment to go forward here. 15 seconds on the clock, and it's just looking for any sort of pick. No, control is lost as now last 10 seconds here, and Mother's Mothering just can't get the space to take this back.
Yeah, and they are going to have to get it back really quickly, or else that is going to be game, and it looks like 11-11 is going to take game 2 as well.
Yeah. There's just a little bit more aggression out of 11-11, and I think that's kind of been the difference of this set, realistically. His Mother's Mothering, when the clock starts running out, you can see them kind of decide, we need to go, we need to do something. Meanwhile, 11-11 just kind of decides, look, we know we have position, we know where we want to take the fight, let's just go. And that's worked in their favor, and that's what's gotten them to the 2-0 match point.
Yeah, definitely. But I will say that game was a lot. I feel like it was a lot closer than Clan Zinkplot. There were a lot of pushes, great pushes on both sides. But let's see if Mother is Mothering is able to take game 3 on Tower.
I mean, the one thing for them is that this does not require as much kind of, this is a little bit more slower and more patient of a mode, so this might work in their favor. You are kind of limited by where the tower is playing, by what space you want to control, so that does work, I think, if your Mother is Mothering's case here. You want to play it slow, you want to try to set your fights where you can take them, so playing around the tower at least gives you a focal point to kind of manage and manipulate that. So if anything, this might be a great case for them to kind of hunker down, get the mental reset and try to focus on, let's just get this tower as far as we can.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really interesting to see. I feel like 11-11 is gonna just keep the thing calm. I feel like
Yeah.
they're just in a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality, which it's been working. So let's see if it keeps working. But
Yeah. No, I think it works perfectly. I think you're right.
yeah. But on the side of Mother is Nothing, do you think they're gonna make any sort of changes like whatsoever?
I don't think they will, but I think they like if you have a trick, you might as well take it. Like you're kind of at match point, you've come this far, you might as well just take anything else for this. I'm not sold they're getting the value out of Squeezer and Screen that they want. It is giving them a chance to reposition and kind of hide their setups, but I feel like they're not realistically capitalizing. So maybe I don't know, maybe you drop Screen, go for something a little bit more aggressive, maybe you play double Zuka here. I'm not sure about something about these screen plays have just been a little to me.
Yeah, definitely. And I did just get word that the lobby got dropped, so
Cool.
it might take a little bit longer, but we can talk. If Mother does win this game, we are going game 4, which is on Rainmaker Swords.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's again similar to tower control, except you have a little bit more control of the tempo. But I think that tower control could be the flipping point, because when you look at tower control Rainmaker, similar concept of mode where it's move the thing. If you can kind of win this, you can just kind of amp it up. But I do wonder, because I mean, maybe I'm looking at this wrong, but I feel like 11-11 has just playing so aggressively, taking the space and really just making sure that Mother is Mothering isn't taking fights how they want to and where they want to.
Yeah, they've been very good, specifically in their 1v1s and 2v1s, being able to work together in a way to be able to get those picks and get them efficiently enough to get these pushes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Mother's Mothering is going to be able to counteract that. Maybe take 2 on one side, 2 on the other, see if they can get a pick or 2. See, maybe use 1 as bait to get another 2 to be able to get a pick. We'll have to see what they decide to do.
If anything, this lobby drop is kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, for Mother is Mothering. You get the chance to really reset the mental and to really kind of stop and say, guys, what's going on? What's falling apart? Are we just not making our calls? Are we not listening? Because you can kind of tell that something in the Mother machine just isn't quite mothering as much as they want it to. Something's kind of, we saw we saw Screen go out kind of a bit late. We saw these kinds of specials get thrown out in odd times that maybe towards the end of a fight you didn't get as much value. So I'm wondering if maybe this is a good time for them to just kind of say, guys, let's just pull it in. We've already come this far. We don't want to go out like this. What needs to change?
I can't believe you unironically said the Mother machine.
Look, I unironically say many things. I have full of unironic sentences and hot takes. That's just the way it is. But look, there are some times that the well-oiled machine is functioning and firing on all cylinders, and in this case, it just happens to be on the side of the 11-11. The wish is coming true there.
Fair enough. But it's not 11-11 anywhere yet in the US. It's still only 10:34 on the East Coast. But let's see if 11-11 can make their wish and be able to take this set 3-0. It's going to be really interesting to see what both these teams decide to do.
Considering how long of a day these teams have been, it's not surprising that these teams are starting to show, you start to wear down. Splatoon moves fast. We were talking about this. Splatoon moves fast. These games come and go so quickly that you hardly get the chance to really process them sometimes. And, then play 20 of these games, 30 of these games in a night, and you're going to start to wear on you.
Yeah, definitely. They've been going for, 2.5 hours already?
2.5 hours, yeah, and there's still plenty more to go.
2.5 hours of straight Splatoon is...
Yeah.
That's
that's
something.
That's a lot of painting. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah,
that is a lot of shot calling and painting and getting picks. And at that rate, most of your matches just kind of start to blend in with each other.
Yeah, agreed. This is one of those things where you're really going to have to VOD review just to look back. But that look back is now gone. It's time to look forward to tower control. Match point here between Mother is Mothering and 11-11 Make a Wish. And let's see if we get any of those changes we were looking for. Oh, there's a go. We get a blaster. We get a blaster and a sploosh. Okay.
Mother is Mothering just picked 2 of my main weapons out of nowhere. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they decide to do with that custom range blaster and that vanilla splash.
The blaster makes sense, though, especially on tower control. People love to try to contest the blaster from the low ground. So that makes total sense to me. But this map is just... it's everywhere. There is high, there's low to contest. So I'm really curious to see how much value it gets, especially now that Mother has the initial control point here.
Yeah, and they are able to get almost all the way through first check. Are they going to be able to take it? And it looks like they are going to be able to take first check. They did get 3 down on the side of 11-11, and they do have 2 specials charged. They do have that crab. They are going to pop it on that block. Great placement by, I believe that was E.
Yeah.
And that Kraken is out as well. We do see who's generally trying to get a pick. They are able to get 1 pick there. The Decapitator going in, able to get 2, and that is they push just gone as they get a triple into a wipeout.
Ooh, that is.
Decapitator is just so strong on tower, just being able to just slice in, pick 2, and just stop all momentum that a team has.
It doesn't help that Mother, unfortunately, just kind of dropped that. They dropped their cooler a little bit later than you would have wanted to just kind of not really get the full use out of it. And now they're playing from behind, still 3 minutes 40 on the clock. I mean, they still have this contest on the high ground, but it's really been Candy who's going to be come through. But Jelly gets the first pick onto them. So who's Jelly? Jelly is, I guess, still the one going. They'll finally get the contest onto this, push it back the other way with 3:30.
Yeah, and Jelly is still by that tower, seeing what they can do, trying to get a pick, and able to pick off Candy right there. Great pick by Jelly with that shot. And there are 2 up by mid. Jelly is going to paint up a little bit, trying to see if they can take more space, as well as that splash right there.
Yeah, I mean, they have the advantage right now. If they keep it closer to mid, it just works for them. And now that they're coming in, Zuka's firing now. Gonna look 1, catches 1 and on the other side and catches Candy out. That's your main primary frontliner out. So the push is basically gone. Counter Zuka comes through, manages to get the cooler, but no, there's not a single pick. That's 2 down from the side of 11-11. And suddenly Mother is mothering. You know, look, we wanted to see them come through with a change, and now they're showing us they can make those adaptations.
Yeah, and Jelly is just absolutely moving around enemy base, but is going to get picked off, unfortunately, by Veno with that Mint Decapitator. Seeing what they can do with here, able to stop the push, getting all the way still to 26. Great push by Mother's Mother, and seeing if they can pick Omega right there. It's not going to be able to, but they did get horned with the jump.
Well, the jump will come out, and the cart will continue back to mid. 2:20 on the clock, and 11-11 make a wish. This is what they do. They take the space. I see one way up ahead. The Squiffer went deep, and unfortunately got punished for it, but so they're going to send in the cooler to try to make up the advantage for it. Trades out this shot, and that's going to have to do for now as they get back to checkpoint 1. They'll finally get a little bit of pressure. Great shot coming in from this Squiffer, who manages to get 1, and Omega finds a second and horn. Huge shots coming up for Candy. Coming in huge, making up for that 1 loss. Looking for a third. Finds Jelly. There's a splat. Looking for 1 more. Catches 1 on the jump, and there's it is. Candy's looking for the 4th one. Can they get it? No, they're going to have to settle for that there. Horn's back and takes a vengeance.
That was a great tumble by Candy right there, but it looks like 11-11 was able to get all the way, and they are maybe not quite going to get lead, getting all the way to 27. Horn with that range blaster, just seeing what they can get, trying to pick off. They are able to get Alex right there, but it looks... Are they going to be able to
Can they stop it?
there?
They have to stop it. Oh, they didn't stop it. Oh, that's tragic. Mother's mothering. Just lost the lead from that. They need to put a little more pressure and unfortunately lost sight of that. So they'll have to take their consolation prize with a minute and 20 here, building the rest of these specials and taking the space back.
Yeah, I mean, usually Horn does have that Kraken charge, so they are ready if they need it. Cooler is popped as well, but but both of them go down, but they did have Cooler, I believe. Yeah, CRB did have Cooler, so they are going to be able to still have that Kraken back. And it looks like they're going to pop that alongside the crab as well.
Ooh. Candy just going to decide to nope out, same with Aang, and they'll have to reset for now. Last minute on the clock. The tower is towards the center, and it's going to be enough. Mother just has to get this push going. The trades come through. It's 2 down for Mother's mothering, and they'll lose control of the tower for now. But, I mean, you can see it. There's just the air support coming in from the side of 11-11. They'll push them back on the side of Mother, and this is the way Jelly just trying to find any sort of pick from that shark position. It can't quite get anybody out, has to get the space. Cooler's popped, and now it's finally up to something Horn, just looking for anything from a distance. Can't afford to take too much pressure. Has to try to push on the high ground. Can't quite fire in and find somebody. And Mother's mothering, just struggling to find an angle. They finally find a pick.
Yeah, they get a great pick right there on Candy right there, but the Mint Decapitator does pop Bubble, but they are going to go down. Crab is popped on top of tower. That is very risky because if you do get hit with a bomb, that is literally instant death for you and your teammates on tower. So we have to see if they are going to be able to get lead right here. We do see the jetpack on, just putting so much pressure. Cooler is popped though, however, but we do see the commentator right there. And that is game.
Ooh, just unfortunate timing. The cooler was popped there, and they did manage to get it, but that same... Oh man, the Decapitator just comes in and just cleans it up like it has all game. 11-11, absolutely making a statement here, coming in the 3-0 in this round.
Yeah, Decapitator strong. especially on tower. Great showing from both these teams. Mother's Mothering got a great beginning push at the start of that game. It really did look like they did have to retrospect on those last 2 games when that lobby dropped and be like, hey, what is going on? How can we fix this? And they were able to fix it, getting all the way to 26 in like the first, minute and a half?
Yeah, they were looking good there. They genuinely looked like they were going to take control, but a little, again, just those smaller moments of just taking their eyes off the prize, not really cleaning up those picks, and like you said, not taking the 2v1s, not securing those easy fight wins, really kind of hurt them because they had control. They looked like they were in a great position, but it turned out that, you know, players like Candy and like Aang can turn it around and just win when they want to.
Yeah, very good showing from both teams. 11-11 is going to be moving on to semis, I believe. Yes. They are going to be moving on to semis, and it looks like both of these matchups are... It looks like all round 3 matchups are already done, so...
Yep.
Are we going to be going straight in, or are we going to...
I mean, I think we're... I mean, it looks like we've got our next game
match
set.
ready, so we might just be able to...
Yeah, we're just going to... All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah, let's go. Harshi pickup versus
All right.
Denny's regulars. All right, let's go into this. Yeah, no break needed. Look, let's pump that ink straight into my veins. I want more after that great round 3 match.
Yeah. Gonna be really exciting semis. Whenever this moves on to grands, it's gonna be very fun. One thing I've noticed, specifically about your, there's nothing. This isn't anything bad though.
Yeah.
I've noticed sometimes your callouts. Are your callouts sometimes? Are you calling like Overwatch stuff? Because I'm hearing you call bubble dome. I heard you call tower. What is it? Cart or whatever.
All right. Yeah. All right. You caught me. I came from over.
I know what you mean. I know.
Come on. Yeah. No, you caught me.
You caught is real.
You caught me there. I don't necessarily get to cast a lot of Splatoon, but it's also just shorthand. So that's you caught me. I guess call me a phony, call me what you will. But hey,
it's fine.
I'm just happy to bring the action here with you, Drew. This has been incredible games. Like, say what you will, but I'm just happy to have these great games.
Exactly. It's gonna be very exciting. Overwatch.
Map 1 is gonna be Humpback Pump Track on Rainmaker, so it'll be a nice little change of pace here for us. We're not gonna see the full list in a few minutes, but I mean, considering we just saw it, we didn't get to see this yet. This is gonna be interesting. Starting off a fresh game with Rainmaker is always exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Especially tower control. That's Humpback. Why did I say tower control? I meant Humpback. Humpback Rainmaker is one that's actually run a lot. One weapon that is actually very strong here is Carbon Deco. That's one weapon that I really think is very strong on this map, just being able to shark a lot around those hills. So it'll be really interesting to see if any of those teams decide to pick it. But one thing I'm noticing, Harshi pickup is actually just it's a team that I have recognized. With a few extra people. Catnip with maybe I think 1 or 2 extra players. So,
I trust you there. You would know better than I.
They're a very strong team. I've commentated them in the past. Very strong team. Very great team.
I mean, you have to be to make it this far, right? Like you're not gonna make it.
Semis of Great White.
Yeah, like you're not gonna not get to this point and get that far. So, and you'll see Potato, Fifth, Luna, Twig, Vanessa, Looples on the side of Harshi pickup, and I mean it's a big squad, like you said. It was another team. It was Catnip plus a few others. So, I mean, do you know who the pickups were then in this pickup squad then?
I think was Looples and Vanessa.
That makes sense.
Maybe I could be wrong about that. I know Potato, Fifth, and Luna and Twig are Catnip.
Okay.
The other team may, and I might just be stupid, and if so, I apologize. But
it's all good.
Whatever.
I mean, on the other side, you got Denny's regulars, Hermit, Kuvia, Typhlo, and Gray. Again, I would trust you guys to know these a little bit more, but to make it this far, I mean, Denny's must be having some banger specials to make it this far.
I really don't go to Denny's often. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've been to Denny's.
All right. Are you a Denny's person or an IHOP person? That's the real question then.
Like, if you had to go to a place like late night at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. What's your diner of choice?
IHOP.
Oh, okay. That's valid.
That's valid. I had an IHOP near me.
That's valid. No, ain't no wrong answer. It's always preference. But I mean,
No, but no. The real question is it Denny's, IHOP, or Waffle House?
oh, I'm not allowed near a Waffle House. Come on, man. But what I am allowed to do is help you bring you in for our humpback pump track. And I mean, I want to talk about, like we had said a little bit earlier here, it's been a long night. You know, we're coming into this final round, finally getting a look at the rest of those. Hagglefish, Robo Ramen, Museum, and Undertow down the road. Undertow, I think, is the one that I'm staring at down the road. We're probably not, you know, we don't know if we're going to see the game 5, but Undertow is the one that way down the line that I really kind of hope we get the 5 here. I want to see what people do with this new Undertow.
I mean, Undertow has been. It's not the newest rework.
No.
It was new as of a month and a half ago.
Look,
I'd
it's
say
new to
still
me.
Fairly new. Fair. Yeah,
It's new to me.
But, like, pretty much a lot of these maps got changes. I know Museum got a. Wait, not on that. Not on Clams. Tower Haggle, I know, got a few changes. Not anything major, but it got some changes. So. But yeah, this map list is actually really solid. I feel like any of these teams can take these.
Well, any of these teams can and will as we load into Rainmaker. Let's see what these teams decide to bring in. We will see a scope in the back with a wiper, and on across in the purple, we will see a paintbrush with double splatling. We are playing for the range here for the Denny's regulars.
Double-headed is very interesting, especially one of each. Getting one with Cooler and one with Crab is going to be really interesting to see what these teams go. I'm going to have to look at the top left to see which one I'm looking at, but I mean the top right, but we do see Typhoon with the credit to seeing what they can do right here. They one team is going to pick. They are
2 for
going to
1.
get 2 down.
Wow.
Great pick by Typhoon right there.
That's that splatling value, and now they'll be in a great position. Hermit playing ahead as it's supposed to finally get a little pressure in. The Cooler's popped, and they should be able to get this for the first slam. No, they lose it just before the slam. 3 down, and it's Hermit is just alone in the no man's land. Gonna try to have to beat themselves out. Trades for the sniper, finds the one, still in it. This man's just running the back line.
Yeah, a very strong push right there, but the Cooler is going to be popped by Luna right there with that zap. Just realized Denny's regulars was not able to get the checkpoint yet. We do see Luna going all the way around into mid right here, seeing what they can do.
Killer Whale sent in as well, but Luna just trying to fire, try to buy the space, and the rest of the snipers will pick up that space to try to buy it and a little bit more. Vac is sent in well to clear the path. Bakuvi is there, doesn't quite get the pick. Trades one out, and again you can see this just pushing through, trying to find anything, but can't quite get through. They're down 1, and they know they can't push any further. Luna just finally coming under pressure will lose the Rainmaker with 3:30 on the clock.
Yeah, that was a very strong defense by the members of Denny's regulars Typho, especially with that crafting, able to get the pick on Luna with that Rainmaker. But ooh, a great snipe from Potato right there.
That's a huge opening. It's going to slow up the Denny's regulars push, so they'll just be firing from Typho to try to buy some space. Jump in's there though, which means this push is live. There's the Zuka. Try to push in, combined with the Ink vac, means that they are pushed back so far out of position here. And it's up just to Typho. He's just all the way back. There's nowhere for him to go. He's trapped.
Yeah, we do see the stamp from 5th Gen right there. It is going to be thrown. Isn't going to be able to get anyone. We do see Gray with that shot, trying to get a pick with that Zuka. Not able to see one. Is able to get 5th Gen on the second. Trying to get a third is not going to be able to.
No, they're going to have their Cooler. 2 down for Harshi. Pickup, though, means that Typhoon will finally be able to get the slam in. And now Denny's regulars will have to buy a second to get the space in here. They'll push in and pop it and keep us moving to 60 and going. They're going to give it up as the bazooka comes through, and the rest of the specials come through on the way. But, I mean, it's just vibing. We're just vibing, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. With great use of that vac, though, onto the Rainmaker. Just be able to take so much space. But Rainmaker is popped, but that is 3 down on Harshi picked up. Members of Denny's regulars are just going to try to push this, it looks like, as far as they can, getting all the way through the 50s easily, trying to get through 40, gets stopped at 42. And we're going to have to see if they're going to try to get another push as well. 5th Gen behind with that, I believe that wiper isn't able to get Hermit right there.
No, Hermit just dancing his way through it, and eventually will manage to get brought down. The Wiper's back, though, looking for revenge and swiping, but can't get swiped out. The Rainmaker will go back to 0 with 2 minutes on the clock, and I mean, that's still best case scenario for Denny's regulars. You just keep it in mid here. Finally catches one out. Hermit can't quite complete the kill. There's one, trades out Twig, sends in the Whale, too, just to try to pressure out and buy the rest of the space, and I mean, that's fine. You're okay with that.
Yeah, pretty much that Killer Whale was able to take enough space. Potato with that charger. Oh, is going to get picked. Great pick by Hermit right there with that ink brush.
Potato catches one, Wiper's back, and it's finally the Wiper who comes up victorious in the front line there. Has to force out the jump and will get out of the way, taking again, Jen just looking to try to find an angle. Catches a bomb, manages to avoid it by jumping out last second. Wow.
What?
Wow.
Okay, is it? Yeah, there's some lag going on. I'm just not seeing it. Wow. 5th gen. Why is... Okay, every time that I have like a laggy set, I feel like it's always 5th gen who's responsible for it. Like this happened last time I commentated, like, I think it was... What was it? Oh, Head Yeah, 5th gen just dropped into the water on Mahi and didn't die.
Hey, I mean, we should all be so lucky to be that immortal, but Hermit is not immortal. They will fall. It's 2 down from the side of Denny's regulars, and with a cooler up, it means it's going to be going. We're going to send in the Zuka as well. It's all specials in for Harshi's pickup. They need to get a little bit more pressure here, pushing in. You can see the front line. Zap goes down first, just trying to buy a little bit more space. 30 seconds. They finally get the lead, and they push, and that is good enough. 31 is enough to get a win here.
Yeah, that is enough. They just have to play enough T-counts to be able to just take this game. 20 seconds left on the clock. Kuvia going back for that Rainmaker. That is a bit unfortunate because they're not going to be able to have a cooler anymore. But if they think Kuvia can do it, then Kuvia can do it. We do see the Zuka trying to get a pick right there. Not going to be able to see it. We see the Crab trying to take some space as well. And what is 5th gen down? The cooler's out. And Luna's just a pick around. And Harshi pick up takes game 1.
Ooh, that is unfortunate. It was great positioning and great fighting, and everything got sent in at the end, but just unfortunately, you can't hide with that Rainmaker. You always are going to get caught out. But this was a close fight. I think this was, we were wondering if this was going to be another blowout, kind of like the first game, but this looked significantly closer on pump back. It looked very even, especially given these kind of odd comps. I really do think that this could have been very lopsided with a double backline comp, but I mean, Denny's regulars really made a case for this double splatline.
Yeah, definitely. Double splatline is a very interesting pick. Wondering if they're gonna pick it again, especially with Tower on Hacklefish. I mean, Crab could be very good here. And of course you do need a cooler.
Yeah.
But I feel like there would be, I don't know, better options. I mean, you got Splash, you have Doolies. Those are great Crab options. You got Splatoon and Nouveau. You got Stamper Nouveau. And that's pretty much it, because all 3 is irrelevant. But
yeah.
Sadly.
You're not wrong. Your front line has a lot of options here. You're really right. So I do think it's up kind of now to Denny's regulars to adapt. I think you're right. I think like maybe one of those stays, maybe one of those splatings stay, but I really do think you kind of have to adjust from that and maybe just, change your front line, pick up like a second mid line, pick up a slightly different support maybe, and just kind of go from there. Because like I said, it was a unique look, and I don't know that we can really glean too much about what's coming in the future from the comp.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Do you think the members of Harshi Pickup is gonna switch it up a bit?
I don't know. I would like to think that by the time you've hit this, you've maybe got your 4 that have been playing the peak, and you're going to let them go. Maybe you've rotated through, in the earlier rounds to maybe kind of get this going. But I don't think if you're Harshi's pickup, anything went like cataclysmically wrong. I think if anything, like your team is in a good position. Short of there being what are the odds one of these pickups are playing some sort of niche weapon that you want? Maybe there's your Doolies player that you're looking for on Harshi's pickup. So I think unless there's like a niche pick that they're going to bring in, I don't expect to see a player change.
Yeah, especially. I feel like Potato is gonna go charge again. Potato's charger is so
very good,
oppressive.
Yeah.
Oh, but there is a bit of a change. We do see 5th gen on that charcoal decapitator, and we do see a T-Tech being ran as well as a Nautilus on the side of Denny's regulars.
Opting for a bit more of a mid-range, I guess that's the double. If you can't fully get out of double splatling, you have to kind of adapt it, and that's a good way to do it. At least it allows one of your splatlings to play a little bit more aggressive. Early whale from coming out does find one, but now that we can get Kuvia into position, we can kind of push into this. We'll get the first cooler out, and they're a little bit behind in that. So Harshi's pickup gonna force them into the side alleys and force them all the way back.
Yeah, one thing very interesting is Harshi pickup is running double splash wall, double suction bomb. So I don't know if they meant to do that or that just sort of happened, but really interesting to see how they're gonna work around it.
It's a very you're right. It's a unique look at this. It's very defensive with a lot of power to play the angles. And speaking of that, Typhoon is going to catch one of those angles out as the cart moves back to mid. 4 minutes on the clock. Picks come in either side. 2 down now for the side of Harshi's pickup. So they will get a little more space for Denny's regulars, and Gray just trying to find a little bit more. Cooler does come live, so that means they have a little bit of more aggression on this push.
Yeah, we do see Gray right here, seeing what they can pick off. Not going to be able to get one. We do see Potato with that charger, able to pick off Gray right there. That's 3 down on the side of Denny's regulars, and Harshi pickup is just going to push this as far as they can. Try to get the first checkpoint. They might be able to get it. We do see Potato on tower. Is going to get flanked though by the Brush, but it won't matter, as 5th Gen is going to be able to clean up shot right there.
I love these walls. I love these walls to give Potato the chances to really kind of contest and buy the space. I love these adaptions. You know, you were commenting on Potato's, you know, just ability to play and get these picks, and it's really showing how they're leading to their success. They're just protecting Potato and giving him the angles to really kind of play into this.
Yeah, we do see Twig running back a little bit, trying to readjust their position, trying to probably paint for Azuka as well. That looks like to be the end of the push. They weren't able to get all the way to 53, but Twig is pushing all the way up a little bit too far, overextending, but they did have Cooler, so they can get back right where they were.
For now, 2:50 on the clock. Cooler is back up. Harshi's going to send it in. Luna's looking for a little bit more, keeping the pressure up. They'll finally get it back past that first checkpoint, and now they'll finally get control of this high ground. Gray trying to contest, can't quite put pressure on the cart. 42 and going. There's Luna finally pushing up, has to give up the space and get out. Wall and the cart falls out, and that is the end of that push for now.
Yeah, we do see Gray charging with that Nautilus. Oh, he's not going to get picked though. Oh, but he is with the second shot. Welcome to Zuka, folks. Twig with that Zuka able to pick off Gray. Seeing if they can get a pick on Hermit. Able to get one. Trying to get two. Is able to get two. Great double from Twig on the side of Hershey pickup. Trying to get another one from Gray or someone with a head it. Not going to be able to. But it looks like Hershey pickup is just going to take it for a KO.
I mean, the space control there was just immaculate. Chef's kiss. I mean, you could see it with how aggressive they were taking the space and pushing into it. That's the problem with double backliner or like back in mid, right? Is if you can't get set up, if you have no place to contest, you just don't really get to play the game. So a great read from the side of Harshi pickups. They understand what they're up against and what the opposing team can do, and they are punishing them for their inflexibility.
Yeah, it was very strong. Very great double, by the way, from Twig to pretty much just seal the fate of Denny's regulars. There's just very good movement, very good aim, very good awareness overall about the entire situation, and it pretty much led to a Harshi pickup being able to just straight up KO it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's, again, kind of what you expected, right? And now moving over to splat zones, I would actually argue that maybe Denny's regulars has a bit of an advantage coming into this. You have to manage the high ground, low ground, but, you know, splatlings are very good at playing from those distance and contesting that space. So if we are going to force the double splatling again, or we're some variation on it, this might be the one time it works, but we really, really need to keep those frontliners in check.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Potato is going to be very strong here. Their charger is just...
It was incredible play. Yeah,
it's been incredible. So I don't know if they're going to go like Zekofin, like they've been going. Are they going to play Pencil for Cooler? Or is Luna going to play Zap for Cooler? I don't know how they're going to go about it, but I know Potato's going to play some sort of charger, and I feel like they're going to play it well.
Yeah, from what we've seen, backliner of the match right here, because just been phenomenal with those shots. And I mean, I can't assume you're not playing on the Z. You're not staying on the Z charger. You don't really need triple strike here. You might want it maybe to clear zone, but I do feel like there's just better options. So I feel like you're either gonna pick up Pencil, or there's like a slim chance you pick up. Like I don't think you really pick up. I think you probably just play Pencil because it's the best option, honestly.
Yeah, maybe, but there are other options. I guess we'll just have to see as we get started on game 3 of semis, and we'll have to see. And it looks like Potato is going to go Pencil, but it's going to be the Inkstorm Pencil.
That's a good option. You know what? I've seen that. You get that in a few of these odd spots where you would just rather have the space control in Storm. So I don't hate that you have a triple strike coming in from 5th gen, and I do like that. Meanwhile, we're back on this kind of mid and back line, and with the brush going down immediately for the side of Denny's regulars, I have some concerns here, Drumar. That is not a good open air.
Maybe not, but Cooler is pod. Potato is taking a position on that glass. Just such oppressive force. Seeing what they can get a pick off. Not going to be able to get anyone. They do have Storm Charge, and they are going to jump right back up to the top. Great jump by Potato. Right with that Nautilus, seeing what they can do. Trying to get a pick on Twig. Not going to be able to get it yet. Is able to finally going to get it. As Denny's regular does take control, but not for much longer.
No, Harshi's pickup just going to send the triple strike to get it out of the way. It's been flipping a little bit back and forth just to make it going, but I mean, Harshi's pickup still firmly in control, going to burn down the rest of that. 5th gen just trying to get a little bit of pressure on with that slosher. Eventually gets punished out 2 down, means that Denny's regulars will get control again, but it's still fairly back and forth. No real teams getting. Luna, where are you going? Where, my dear?
What? Did Twig just teleport on your screen as well? Did I see that properly? I feel like Twig
Maybe.
just literally just appeared.
I have no idea, but I do know that the Inkjet is out and is looking to fire, and triple Ink Strike is there as well to kind of push the rest of the team of Denny's regulars back. But finally, the picks come through, and this is what I wanted to see was they're going to struggle to get this space, and that's where they're going to really lose control here, and they will lose control of the point.
Yeah, and Hershey pickup is just taking control as long as they aren't burning through those penalty points, trying to see if they can pick off lead. Luna does pop that cooler as well. Seeing if they can get a pick onto that corner, not going to be able to. Just throwing suction bombs to just put some sort of pressure in that corner. They're playing very strong right now, trying to get a pick on the cooler, not going to be able to. Kuvia with that cooler, not ready yet, but just putting so much pressure into mid. Twig seeing what they can do, not going to be able to get anyone yet. Ooh, it put a great pick on Luna as well, puts the cooler offline.
Great read and great follow-up. That was the teamwork we wanted to see coming from Denny's regulars, especially on match point here. They'll finally get control back in 61. They still have a lot of ways to go, but Harshi's pickup, they are coming into specials. They should be able to put this back. They still have quite a ways to go. Cooler is out for Denny's regulars, so they can play a little bit aggressive, but they can't afford to lose these. Zuka comes in, finds one in Potato. That is a huge target to pick out. They're going to target the cooler. The rest of them just try to get anybody else. No, it's only one for Typho. That's going to have to do for now, but the brush falls once again. They will get Twig for the consolation, and they are keeping this cooler in check. You'd love to see that out of these Denny's regulars.
Yeah, Typho just took off somebody's skull with that Zuka on snipe. What an incredible shot. But we do see Typho sharking in that corner. Is able to pick off Luna with that suction bomb. Great pick right there.
Can't quite get out of there. Typho manages to get away with his life for now. 2 minutes on the clock. There's the cooler for the side of Denny's regulars, and they're going to have to push in, but they gave up so much space just to try to get this out, and the cooler is just kind of hiding. Zuka goes through, but it immediately gets punished, and it's going to be the whale from the side of Hermit to try to make some space. Finds one with the combination, so they're going to have to push on this, but the timer is up, and Harshi Pickup are now taking more of that space. They'll get control here. 1 minute 40 to go.
Yeah, we do see Hermit trying to push up a little bit, seeing what they can do. Luna does pop cooler, so Hermit is going to have to back off a little bit.
Yeah, and they can see Hermit's trying to play for those flank angles. There's not quite enough to go there, but they are getting control of this. 28 and only 16. Goes in deep. Catches one, but gets traded out. 5th gen manages to live through it, and they lose control. Denny's regulars finally getting pushed through, and they will clean up the rest of this.
5th gen's just lagging consistently on my end. I did just look at chat really quickly. Someone said Pride Month buff, and I guess you might be right about that. But it's just... I'm sorry, I can't even take this game.
No, you're good.
I can't take this seriously. It's just the slots are coming out not even 2 seconds after.
I mean, Harshi's pickup sure is taking it seriously. Last 10 seconds on the clock. 50 on the main clock is going to be the triple strike. Just trying to put pressure from underneath. A great read, but Potato doesn't even need to clean up those picks, and that will be that's 3-0 coming in from Harshi's pickup.
Great. I mean, lag aside, 5th gen lag aside, great match by both teams. Like, that was straight back and forth. So many leads changes. Just overall great gameplay. But Harshi Pickup does take up the 3-0 here, and they are moving on to grand finals.
It's tough for Denny's regulars. You are in a strong 4, and unfortunately you're kind of limited by that double splatlight. And it was good. I like those adaptations they made, but it was just a little bit tough. You could see Hermit trying to get in with that brush and really trying to pressure, but just couldn't really capitalize without getting punished. You need to make sure if you're going in, you get traded out, or at least get the support to live, and just never really had it. So, the wider team of Harshi's pickup was just enough, I guess.
Yeah, but overall, great gameplay by
Great play.
both of these teams. So it's
play.
very exciting to see. And it's going to be really exciting to see who decides to meet them in Grand Finals.
Yeah, we're going to give these teams a second, and we're going to go to a quick break. Stay tuned, because Grand Finals is coming up next. Hey, you, I know there's a lot of you mid-level competitors out there looking to get in some results, get some W's in before Ludi. Come on in, Neon Whale 9, it's coming on this Friday by SAC. It's a skill forward event for mid-level competitors with a double elimination bracket and a small map pool. Join us this Friday at 8 p.m. EST. You'll find more information in IPL's public server. Grab that Neon Whale roll, and don't forget to sign up. Registration closes 1 hour before the event. And look, I know you guys, I'm not a familiar face, but I know you guys. It closes an hour before the event, not 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Do it now. Go sign up now. Sign up your team now. Make your friends now, and go do it now, because the Neon Whale 9, this is going to be a banger. Right, Drew?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, we have, especially with next week coming up, we have Ludi Tonight starting up again, starting next week. So many fun matches are always played on Ludi Tonight. Falco, shout out to him for always being able to put up so many fun matches with commentary, instant replays, and the sorts. See so many fun commentators like myself. I've been on it as well, and I believe I'm at N6 from the previous block were also premiered at least at some point.
Yeah.
So even if you're playing in Ludi, if you want your streams matches streamed, check out Ludi Tonight, and they will get your Ludi matches streamed during this season.
I mean, look, we all know Falco's just done incredible work for this, so you got to support that. You got to support someone who comes out, gives their time and energy into that. And I mean, shout out to him for doing that, because I know how difficult it is to get some of these Ludi players' attention.
Falco has GOAT status in this community, and it's not even close.
Yeah, no, 1000%. Look, I'm fringe. I'm like the fringe person here, and I know Falco is just one of the pillars, and I respect that. But speaking of the pillars, Drumar, we're coming into the grand finals. We got our last two pillars of SOS 150 here, and
yeah, we got grand finals starting out between IE Clash Luster and it is not 11-11 Make-A-Wish. It is from a last set. Harshi Pickup.
It should be Harshi Pickup, I believe.
Should be Harshi Pickup.
But still, we've seen what Harshi Pickup can do, and I don't know about much of anything, but I know anybody who eats a Clash Blaster is probably super metal. So, I mean,
if you eat Clash Blasters, that pretty much means you eat crayons.
I mean,
look, is it Clash Blaster just crayons?
I don't know, dude. I'm not. Don't ask
me
questions about how these work. Don't ask me questions about how these guns work.
Look at the Clash Blaster model and tell me there's not crayons just strapped onto that.
I don't know, but I could tell you that IE Clash Blaster's got a big squad in there with that kid Bungie, Sam, Martinolo, and Tamako coming in. And you'd asked the question earlier. Do these teams know what four they're playing? And I mean, this is a squad of 7. You're more of a player than I am. What are we doing with these extra squad players? Because you need 4. Are other 3s just kind of like, pickups day of? Are they, specialists? What are we doing with these other 3 players?
Well, first of all, if it's teams of 6 right now, not 7.
I can't count 6. You're right.
But yeah, it's really interesting. For example, for my team that I'm on, we have a roster of 6. We have a core 6 roster, and it pretty much is if some people can't play a tournament or they just can't make it for something, we will switch out rosters depending on that. But it's really interesting to see, will they be able to, if they are switching out, will they be able to play around all these players and their strengths?
On the other side, Harshi Pickup, we just saw them on stream here, and I mean, the 2 players that stood out to me the most of all were Potato, who was just a phenom from that backline with those snipers, and Twig, who absolutely was just playing outside their mind in that front line, really creating the space for players like 5th Gen and Potato to succeed. I mean, every single 4 of that squad, for that 4-man squad we saw from Harshi Pickup, was just phenomenal playing in that last match.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see what both these teams decide to do in grand finals. Starting off game 1, we are going to Crab Leg Capital on Clan Blitz.
We'll see Clan Blitz at the end, followed, should we get there, but we'll have Rainmaker splash still to tower control to finish it out. And Crab Leg Capital, and yet another wide map. I love these. We're seeing a lot more of these longer, wider maps, which gives players like Potato a chance to shine.
Oh yeah, I feel like Potato's Charger is going to be very impressive on this map. This is such a good Charger map, and it's going to be really exciting to see what these teams do. If on any of these, I don't know if any of these teams are running a Crab Tank, but Crab Tank is very impressive here as well. Mm-hmm. Just being able to pop one on Greats and it's just a 8-second backline.
I mean, yeah, and especially like you said, with these spaces for the backliners to succeed like that, it's going to be huge. We're following it up with a second, in map 2. We're just looking ahead, but another big map in Scorched George. So I think this is going to be one of those cases where what we see on Crab Leg might even carry over into the next, map or so.
Yeah, maybe they can. Scorched George is, I think it did get a few small tweaks.
A few.
Reason. It's not very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Significant?
Yeah. I don't
They
think it was like major.
They don't really change how the maps play that much, but there were changes, and pretty much every change that was made in the most recent update, it's like, all right, they're good. It doesn't it's like it makes it better, but not incredible, except for maybe Umami and Barnacle.
That's true.
I just realized, have we seen Barnacle at all?
We have not seen it. I think
There's been no Barnacle.
Not on stream.
Is it in the map list at all? Hasn't been in the map list at all in this entire tournament?
I can neither confirm or deny, but I can say we haven't seen it on stream, so...
It's not.
Okay, there you go.
Very, very interesting. Usually that's one that's almost immediately always played.
Yeah, but like you said, with the changes that come through, you know, it's gonna, maybe we're giving teams a little bit of a chance to kind of recover, to make the adjustments, and like you said, and like we alluded to earlier with some of these other teams, it's how can you manage those changes that really kind of affect your ability to make it to this point and to close it out in the grand finals. Let's kick it off now. Sink or swim 150 here. Clam Blitz kicking it off on round 1. What do we got here? Well, we see quite a little bit of everything. I see a half gallon, and I do see quite a bit. We do see the pencil coming out of Potato, so a little bit more of a shorter range pencils on both sides. Interesting.
Yeah, you see 2 shots on the side of Harshi pickup. 5th gen deciding to go with the credit. We see shot 52 and splash on the side of IE Class Watchers. Well, of course, both teams running a pencil. One from Potato and another from another player, but Potato is able to sneak out of there right before the crafting, was able to pick them. And Twig is popping that Zuka as well. So many specials being popped at the same time.
Looking for more. Crab is up for 5th gen, and just to get the high ground. There it is. Pops the crabs down there, but that's 2 down for the side for Harshi pickup. Well, to go 2 up in IE Clash Blaster. Just gonna have to get out Sam. Just gonna take the jump, get back out for now, and I know Clams, it's still been pretty quiet, all things so far. Clash Blaster still holding on to the Clam economy for now. But Harshi pickup has stalled that fight to start.
Do I just call 5th gen lag gen at this point?
Yeah, go for it, man. I ain't gonna stop
Honestly, I might just do it. Will they be mad? I don't know. Oh well. But we do see Luna able to pick that Zuka up. Is not going to get a pick, and it's going to get picked from behind from that 52 by War Turtle. Incredible name.
We're going to send in the whale just trying to balance it out, and does manage to get that in. Is there any follow-up to it, though? War Turtle did manage to get one in. Checking the other basket just in case, but no, there's no one really to follow it up. Sam's trying to get in there to press, but there's finally one in. War Turtle manages to do it themselves and keep this alive. 68 now is going, but Sam gets shut down, and Luna is back with a few clans, so it looks like that is going to be the basket for now.
They were able to get a few more extra clans, getting all the way to 68. Not a huge lead, definitely one that Harshi Pickup can come back from, but it's going to be really interesting to see how they play around this, trying to get a push going. You do see Luna and Twig with those Zukas. Luna getting, Twig, sorry, getting a great pick with that Zuka right there. Luna trying to get up on grade, it's not going to be able to. We do see Potato with that pencil right there, able to get a pick right there. Incredible teamwork right there.
Yeah, great call out and great follow up there. And you can see Tamako is just kind of stuck over there in the corner. Potato just trying to pressure it out. There's the 2v1 with Twig to clean that up. So now 3 down means that this is going to be a go. Twig cleans up one of the last ones. Lazuka's pulled out, looking for one. He manages to dodge it all and finally gets punished for it. But there's no clams going forward. They finally get the break, and it's going to sit for now. 77 gets 6-1 in at the last second. This push is over before it even started.
Yeah, we do see the impressive natures of 5th gen and that credit. And we do see Lexi with that pencil just trying to paint up as much as they can. They do pop cooler right there. And Ortal just trying to put some pressure onto that rail right there as well.
Trying to deny the space from the rail. Going to send in the whale to go with the rail. And they're going to try to push into the high ground. Will take the spin up and finally gets the pressure down. Luna gets forced right into it on popping that special and pushes in, but there's no one there to follow up. They'll get the barrier push in, and then 61 in clowning down. They're 58, but the reinforcements from the side of Hershey pickups are there. They'll get the wipeout. It's a little delayed, but they will get the stop, and it stops at 52.
Yeah, Luna with that tiny squid bag right there, of course. Trying to pick up his clans, trying to get mount a push of their own as well. Painting for a special as well. We do see Twiggle with that Ziggle ready. We do see Legend popping that crab as well. Pretty. I mean, they're just trying to get specials, trying to make a push right here. I mean, words are hard. I'm just trying to say
It's
what's
okay.
going on.
Yeah, keeping it going.
Like,
Push it.
all right, what do I say now?
I got you, Drew. It's all good. The push is going to be live there. Twig taking a flank angle, just kind of come in. He doesn't get off guard, but gets punished for it. And after all those specials committed from the side of Harshi's pickup, they're going to go down 3 and not even get close enough to push in the back. And Luna's the lone survivor. Looking in, finally loses out to Sam. And that push is done. Twig gets back, stretches one it again, and manages to save 3 of those power climbs still live for the side of Harshi's pickup. But they didn't even get the last push. It's a minute and a half, and Harshi's pickup still needs to get at least 2 in.
Yeah, like grab a few more climbs right there. The wall is very oppressive on that ramp. It's just very easy to, well, wall out. But gonna have to see how Harshi Pickup is gonna play around this. They do have 21 clams to their name. Seeing what picks they can get. A crab is popped from the side of IE Clash Blaster, and Twig just having to throw that climb away to stop them from being marked. Bob Suzuka able to pick 1. Trying to see if they can pick another. And they would pick 2. And they would pick 3. And Twig would go 3 for 3 on Zuka shots. And it looks like Harshi Pickup is going to take the lead.
I mean, they take the lead with 20 seconds left, and there's no coming back to that. Some great reads from Twig to fall back into the loving arms of his teammates to catch that up. Luna's going to get punished here with 15 on the clock, and they will be able to close the basket, which means that there's going to be one more shot here. But they're pushing aggressively. They finally start to move with 2 clams up, and I think one fell in the back in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, and we do see Legend with that crab ready to pop if they need it. One is down on both teams. Seeing what they can do. Sadly, Luna did go down with that Zuka charge. War Turtle trying to see what they can do. Gets picked off by Twig. Twig seeing what they can do. 3 are down on the side of IE Clash Blaster, and that looks like it's going to be game 1 going to Harshi Pickup.
Who definitely the closer game we were expecting to see. Harshi Pickup really played that slow and played that well, building up to those claims and waiting for the right moment. Look, I know they left you flabbergasted with that, but they made the right choice to slow up the pace and really kind of say, look, we want to take this fight when we're ready. And they were rewarded for doing that when they had their specials all lined up. They were able to enable Twig to pop off, and that did so much for them.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see how both these teams decide to go to Game 2 with Rainmaker, Scorch. Think anything is going to change comp-wise?
Look, maybe this is the naive player in me. Maybe this is the unranked nerd in me. But I feel like Scorch has always kind of been a little bit more spacey. I feel like they're gonna play pencil. I know better. They're gonna play pencil. But part of me is like, but what if they don't? What if they bring in some of those backlines, flat lanes that we've seen?
I really don't know how good. I mean, pencil is good, period.
Yeah.
But that's a fact of literally probably the best weapon in the entire game. It's probably not even close.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's really. First of all, its object damage is atrocious.
Oh yeah, I know.
So it's
You're not playing it for that.
Trying to pop. You're not doing it for the object damage.
Yeah.
I can definitely see 5th gen, lag gen going to Splatana. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
5th gen, I still am calling you lag gen for the rest grands. But I can see the double Zukas coming back out for Hachi Pickup. Shot is literally a top 3 weapon still, and I think it always will be. I don't know what the members of Clash Blaster will go. Crab could be good. Splash is my main weapon, so I have some sort of bias.
They knew.
I guess we're just gonna have to see.
I mean, this was quick. They knew exactly what they wanted to do going in the Rainmaker, so it is going to be a brush from War Turtle, so a little bit off, and it looks like we will see... Okay, we are going to see a different snipe out of it, so we see one pencil on the side of Clash Blaster, and we'll see the Wiper from the side from 5th gen, and we'll see Potato pick up the Classic scope.
Yeah, I had a feeling Legend was going to go with Splatana, and I was right. Just not the Splatana I was really thinking. I was probably thinking Stamper. But do see Lena trying to pay for a cooler, is able to pop it, but 2 of them go down immediately. What a great start for IE Clash Blaster to such oppressive offense.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you get something like a brush in your face, a brush and a sploosh in your face. This is a very frontline oriented team who are going to push for it, and they will get this push a little bit forward here. Just moving it past mid, they can see that it's in space, but they will finally go down there. Luna is going to be the one to help kind of put the paint back down and get there and get this next push ready.
Yeah, and she does pop the cooler again as well, and they are gonna grab Rainmaker for themselves, and they are gonna grab the cooler as well. So even if they do go down, and they do get the lead, Are
Really?
they gonna be able to get check? And yes, they will.
No,
That
we're just gonna
was-
let. We're just gonna let.
I
They
really
just let
didn't
it
know
run
what
in?
happened. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
Luna's just sure. Luna's
Luna
gonna let
just
that- yeah.
walks in like.
Doors open. Yeah. Look, let's
Yeah.
take it. That's
Yeah,
how
sure,
it
why
goes.
not? Sure.
Rainmaker did get picked up, and it's going to be the third one coming in from Brat. So, you know, unfortunately, not really finding much space. And Flash Blaster now has to push a little bit further, 3:30 on the clock, and they'll have the cooler advantage, but no angles to really take on it. You can see now stuck in this corner. They're going to staring at the stamp, and that's all she wrote. That's a stamp in your face. You're not getting out of that.
How did they die to that? Did they get picked as well at the same time?
They
or was
traded.
it just
They
like...
traded.
Okay. I was like, it's like the shield wasn't there yet. I'm like, how did they? Oh well.
Bro, there's no shield on that stamp. Come on, man.
No, I mean if you try to stamp the Rainmaker trail repeatedly, it actually will just hurt you.
Oh yeah, we'll just hurt you, kill you, yeah.
Yeah.
But what won't kill is the reset here. 3 minutes on the clock, and Cooler is back up, so that means they will be able to get the full 4 ready in for Clash Blaster. This push is huge, but the brush goes down early, which means that this push is basically already for naught. Potato doesn't manage to find one to even it out, but it's going to be gone, and finally manages to trade one out. Twig is put his foot down and stops the play.
Yeah, Potato did get back right there. A great double by the Pencil player on the side of IE Clash Blaster. Twig just seeing what they can do is going to be able to pop a Rainmaker very quickly. Seeing if they might try to push up. Zuka is popped, Whale is popped. There's so many offensive, like oppressive specials are just being popped at the same time. Twig almost did get a pick on that Ink Punch, just needed one more shot, but wasn't able to get it. 2 special charges, that is 1 Zuka. Twig, seeing what they can get, is able to get one of them, is able to get the shot down, and we do see, I think that was Luna trying to push up as well.
Yeah, War Turtle just trying to fight and hold the space close to it, let the reset happen, and we'll finally get there. Catches Luna out in a corner, and finally is able to wipe him off the planet. That puts it at 2, sends in the Whale to follow it up, and finally chases him out. Great follow-up from Twig. That's a great aggressive play. It means that they will get it back to mid, but not really far enough to make any real space.
Yeah, and Potato just with that snipe, like just easy snipe line, just so oppressive, just cannot peek it.
Minute 30 here, looking in for the last shots. They'll send in the vac already, just to try to build up and finish it out. Sam gonna have to get away, barely survives. Teammates punished for it. And meanwhile, in behind, Twig is deep in the backlines. Finally gets punished out by the brush there. So, I mean, Sam has absolutely just been living the best life, has been just protecting the president the whole way through, but no real progress has been made through.
Oh, and a great Zuka, I believe that was from Twig right there. Able to get a pick on the Rainmaker finally. I don't know, it kind of looked like they were trying to stall it, but I don't know. But we do see 2 are down on the side of IE Clash Blaster, 3 are down to the side of IE Clash Blaster. It's only the Pencil ready. They do have Cooler ready. They were able to pop it, but only popping it for themselves. Twig does fall in the corner, and it looks like Harshi picked up. It's gonna try to push as far as they can, even with the vac, trying to get as many points as they can, able to get all the way to 36.
That's enough. That's enough in a place like this to win it. So 30 seconds on the clock and 36. I mean, they're just going to have to reset for the side of Clash Blaster. They just have to get this to 0 because now they don't have the space to push forward. They can't even get Lexi into a position to really capitalize on it and get any sort of pressure down. So this is quite literally playing from behind. These 3 specials are going to have to do so much work for the side of Clash Blaster.
Yeah, we do see a Zuka pop as well as a Crab. Just seeing what they can do, not looking like it's able to pick off much, not able to change much. Lexi trying to pop the Rainmaker, even with the Pencil abysmal object damage. 3 specials charged on the side of Harshi pickup, and it looks like Rainmaker is popped. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. That is a wipeout, and Harshi pickup takes game 2.
I mean, I don't know what to say what went wrong there, because I feel like Harshi pickup really just kind of just took advantage of it. I feel like, you know, if we had never let Luna just walk in the front door uncontested, like, we had nothing. Like, Luna just kind of getting away with that was really the downfall for Clash Blaster. Something slipped through the cracks there. And here we are in match point now. You can't afford to let anything fall through the cracks of Mahi Mahi and into those waters.
Yeah, definitely. Mahi Zones is definitely a very popular Zones match. It's really interesting to see what these teams are going to do. I am going to have a prediction right now.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Potato is going to go Red Pencil.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I
Storm is very strong on Mahi. I feel like it's going to be plus Pencil's paint is just ridiculous. I feel like Potato is going to go red Pencil. Luna's going to have to go Zap because they're going to need a cooler. Twig is, of course, going to go Shot. And Fifth Gen, I have no idea. They'll do whatever they want.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Drew, I don't know that. I can't even say that was a hot take, but I do think it was the correct take. I think I'm with you, and
Well,
these teams have locked it in. I mean, look, I'm here. I think you're right because I think that just when you look at how much space that controls.
Fifth Gen's on decav, calling it. That's my prediction. We do see a custom Explosher though.
Sure.
Nope, Wiper.
No.
Custom
Okay.
Explosher?
Explosher. There you go. There's your answer. Triple splashdown.
My prediction is wrong.
You're
Don't trust me on anything. I should not go to Vegas. I should not go to Vegas.
Absolutely.
Fifth Gen, lag gen, of course, getting what they always do, lagging, getting picks, of course. Lexi with that cooler is gonna pop it as well. It's really interesting to see I think Class Blaster is going double backline.
I guess I can see it. You do really have small enough spaces to control even, you know, once you get the rest of the map opening up, you still kind of really only have to play for the smaller zone. So I guess I see it, but these Exploshers are really going to have to play for 4 damage here because Lexi, like you said, is not putting out a lot of damage and is just basically playing to make sure we get control, and get control they do for now. IE Clashmaster finally winning the first fight and getting a little bit of pressure here on Mahi.
Yeah, one thing I'm also noticing, both these teams are deciding not to run the Exploster with Inkstorm, but running the one with triple splashdown. Oh, no, it's not Tracer.
No, it was that. But speaking of that, Fifth Gen will finally go down as well, and that's a second on the side of Harshi pickup. Make that 3. So Clashmaster will continue to roll this down, 50% and 350 on the clock. I mean, this is a change of pace. Clashmaster have absolutely come to life here. They'll finally start to lose control, but Lexi is just looking phenomenal, being this anchor point for them. Fifth Gen just swinging the hammer, can't quite get up there, can't quite get it. Will send it up, finally catches War Turtle, finally catches another one in rack, looking for a third. Can he carry it around to catch the corner of Lexi? Looking for more, no, can't get out. And Fifth Gen absolutely using that lag to advantage.
This really is the Pride Month buff, huh?
Call it what you will, but a buff is there, and I mean, the paint is moving, so 75 and counting. Potato does go down, though, which means that Clashmaster have the man advantage, traded out eventually, and they will get control again, which will at least stop for now. So a little bit of back and forth here, and finally War Turtle looking to try to hit anybody with the splasher, can't quite get out, has to set up the triple splash, catches 2 with it, and manages to get traded out.
I'm still losing it from 5th Gen's lag, it's ridiculous.
Hey, whatever it takes to win at this point, it's the grand finals after all. It's the 2v1 finally pushing up, and Clashmaster know that their backs are against the wall. They cannot afford to let this slip out of their hands, so they're going to have to burn the versus penalty. And it's going to start with a crowd that gets immediately punished, as finally from the back end, Harshi pickup swings it back in the other way, but still no pressure onto the point. Luna takes the high ground, looking for a little bit more, and is followed up by more, but can't quite get the flip. Triple Splashdown goes in, and it's still in control of Clashmaster, who's finally tipped through all of their penalty. It's going to be looking a little bit more finally. Harshi pickup setting in the cooler, and they'll finally get control.
Yeah, that was a great recap from the side of Harshi Pickup, just using everything they can, all those specials, all those main guns, all those sub-weapons, everything they needed, and they were able to finally take back zone. And they are rushing through these penalty points. We have Legden, of course, doing what they always do, lagging around, getting picks, doing whatever they need. 2 are down, 3 are down on the side of IE Clash Blaster, but Splashdown is popped. Not going to be able to do much. Is Twig going to be able to paint the zone? And they are going to be able to. They are going to hold out for now. They are going to pop Zuka as well, seeing what they can do. Trying to get a pencil. Not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to get anyone with that.
Looking for a little bit more, though. Minute 45, and finally one to make it 2 from the side of Harshi go down, which means that the point is going to just lose to them. They'll lose control of the zone for now, and there's the late pick. So zone is going to continue to fall. It's just War Turtle just trying to keep the pressure up here, keep some sort of value on. Minute 30, and the rest of these specials are coming online. Triple Splash comes down and doesn't find anybody, but Potato finally falls on the hands of the Turtle.
Yeah, really unfortunate pick right there. War Turtle able to get a great pick on Potato. I saw that War Turtle hit like the 90 shot direct, and then Potato hit Splashdown, and they finally got Potato picked off from that right when they ended it. Which IE Clash Blaster is going through burn through their penalty points, getting down to 32. You do see Legend getting picked off with that stamp cancel. 3 are down on the side of Harshi Pickup, 2 down on the side of IE Clash Blaster, and IE Clash Blaster is just going to hold the fort down as long as it can. 45 seconds left in this game.
Looking for those last picks, and the last of those penalty points are coming back in for Clash Blaster. They're firmly in control here as they'll burn down into the last 32, but they aren't getting greedy. They aren't taking too much space. They'll give up control for now and try to play for those picks. Meanwhile, 5th Gen has Hammer up, looking for, try to take an angle for it. There's going to go in, and it's just going to send it immediately deep to nothing, and eventually gets pushed out. Can't get the lag finally works in his favor again, and Sam just gets punished for it for the last 23 seconds, and the last of the penalty gone.
I feel like every time I watch 5th Gen's perspective, it's just like, what are we doing?
Well, what they're doing right now is they're going to get the lead in about a second because those finally took down to 30. Harshi pickup can close this out. It's 5 seconds on the clock. They lose control. Clash Blaster gets control, but there's not enough time. It's stuck in overtime now, and all it takes is one push from Harshi pickup to get this down. They're man down, looking into this. Cooler's down. Potato falls, which means that this is falling in, and finally, Rat finds a second, looking for the third, and they still have control of the point, and there is the point for Clash Blaster. They are still alive.
What a great wipeout to just... Wow. I didn't see that in my predictions of how those last few seconds were going to go.
No, I don't think anybody saw that coming, but that was just wow.
That was an incredible...
That was clutch. That was clutch.
That was clutch. That was the clutchness you need. I feel like the members of IE Clash Blasters came into those last few seconds, said, nah, I'd win, and just clutched up.
Yeah, I am them. They just said, look, we are them, and that is the way we are. Now we will be going over to tower control on Mako, and you want to talk about, looking at those backliners. I think the one thing that really worked in Clash Blaster's favor there, Potato fell absolutely silent in the back half of that zones match.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I don't know if Custom Mix Blaster was really the play there. I feel like Red Pencil probably could have given them a bit more paint and a bit more tools to get in and get picks. Because Storm is very impressive, especially on Mahi. But what's done is done. We're going to game 4, and we got Tower Mako. I'm not going to make a prediction because it's probably going to be
I would say your last one did not go so well, but I will predict that 2 teams will play some Splatoon 3 here in game 4. So at least I can be slightly right in that. But I think the one thing we can predict here is, let's look back to Rainmaker, because that's our closest kind of analog for these two. Rainmaker was dang close, Drew. That was arguably one of the closest, and it came down to those micro mistakes from Clash Blaster. So I do really think that Clash Blaster has a chance to tie this up and make us go the full distance here.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really interesting. I feel like... Why do I feel like 5th Gen's lag is just going to come into play here? Why can that actually, help on these 2 map modes? That would be ridiculous on Clams if they need to go to a game 5. But on Tower as well, it's like 5th Gen hit a lag switch and just activates it whenever they need.
Sometimes it just works in your favor, and he's just playing in the 5th dimension. So we'll see what those changes come.
The 5th Gen dimension.
The 5th Gen dimension. Well, game 4, match point still on the line here. Let's see what changes in. I do see a bucket though.
Vanilla Try, and Vanilla Blaster as well.
Vanilla Blaster and SNZ.
Oh, I feel like that's gonna be ridiculous.
Lots of changes across the board to bring it in here, and I'm really going to watch because this is match point again for the side of Harshi. Pick up one more to close this out, and it's just this tower standing between them. 5th Gen just trying to find an angle.
Nope, there it is.
Yeah, okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
You can see it. Yeah, oh wow, that paint went down so late. Someone please get this man some internet, please. Someone pay for this man's internet. War Turtle unfortunately is not going to be able to get out of that, but the 2 will go, and the cart will start to move for the side of Harshi pickup here. 4:30 on the clock, and it's going to stay at it.
I need to meet 5th Gen in person one day and be like, what is this?
You'll meet him now.
He's gonna be aneurysms.
You'll meet him now and finally hear from him in 3 years, don't worry. But on the side flank
that
angle,
Explorer moment.
Rat finally catches one out from the back line and is managing to get a little bit of paint down, but it's still pretty much even here at the mid.
Yeah, we do see Tomoko trying to get a pick on 5th Gen. Goes down, 120 frames later.
Look, the splat still happened, that's all that matters.
It
but
should happen.
it did in fact happen, and so is this Ink Strike. Is going to put a little bit of pressure on. Rat going to send in Bazooka as well, but no, it's going to be a fall on the side of Clash Blaster to send it out. Inkjet is up in the air as well, but there's not really much to trade out. Finally, they'll get a little bit of control, and it is going to be the Crab on the tower to kind of cement this lead for now. Clash Blaster will continue to roll this through as all those Zuka shots just absolutely wave in on the Crab.
Yeah, welcome to Splatoon 3 meta. I feel like Tri-Slaughter is such a good pick for this map. You have the Inkjet, you have Toxicness if you need to slow opponents down, but Potato does get a great pick right there.
Sheesh.
But going back to the Tri-Slaughter, again, you have the Inkjet if you need to get some aerial support. You got the 2-shot bucket, and if you need to slow him down, you got Toxicness.
It plays low, it plays high. What can this War Turtle not do? It can't avoid the triple Ink Strikes in the air. Will manage to get sent back out of the way with 2:50 on the clock. And Clash Blasters still know they have the lead. They still need to press this, and they finally get punished out from above. So it looks like the tower will go back to mid for now. Crab from Sam just rolling, finally manages to roll over there, and that's, you know what? That's any pick's a good pick here.
Yeah, definitely. We do see Sam with that splash going up onto enemy stack, but it's gonna drop down immediately. IE Clash Blaster does have a lead here, getting all the way past the first checkpoint, but Potato does get a great pick right there as well.
Again, Potato has just been a phenomenal player this whole series, and if they get left uncontested, they just go off like that, and Lexi felt the full fire. Gonna send in the Tri-Strike for now just to buy a little bit more space and get themselves set up to control this. Now, 2 minutes on the clock, and they have full control of this card.
Yeah, it's such a good wall placement too by Potato on that tower. Just being able to set him up like that, like I could never. But Potato trying to get a pick on that Crab tank. Oh, but Harshi pickup is like 1 point away, and they are able to finally get lead.
I mean, that is not what they need to see. Again, Clash Blaster, these small mistakes punish them, but Luna on the cart managed to get through. The Ink Strike's going to buy their way through the rest of point 2, and they will get it to 30 and beyond. This is it. The final hour is here. When it's 30 on the clock, and Luna just rides this cart. There's no stopping it. There's no one here, and Harshi pickup is just going to finally get stopped. The bucket from War Turtle will come through and finally stop for now.
Yeah, such a strong push from the members of Harshi pickup game all the way to 11. Just such dominance by those few checkpoints, and IE Clash Blaster really has some road to make up because they're gonna have to go all the way to 10 points, almost past the entirety of third check.
With only 1:05 on the clock, it's going to be full jump outs from the side of Harshi pickup. They know they only need to play defense and get one stop here to make this work.
Yeah, and the strikes are popped from Potato right there. Just put a pause on their push. That is 2 down as well. The Jet is popped. It's only the Jet alive, and that is a delayed wipe for the side of Harshi pickup.
That is not good. That means that there's 45 seconds left, and there's no specials up for Clash Blaster. They have to win this in the neutral behind 2 specials here, and Luna's getting forced back out of the way. Again, they know they can just play defensively. They can afford to sit back and play it safe for now with 30 seconds. They just need to win it. It's going to start right here with this cooler. Get everybody in and get control of the tower. The cooler from the side of Clash Blaster didn't quite make it, but the Crab is on cart, and it will force them back. Potato lives for now, but Sam is the one who comes out on top. 5th Gen will get out as now. And again, this Harshi pickup team, they know they're playing safe, and I respect that out of them. They know they only need to win 1 time to make this work. 5th Gen diving, ducking, looking for a little bit more. Because last seconds on the clock, coming down to 5. 5th Gen has had to give up the bubble just to try to get the rest of the way there. The overtime is going to tick down. Looking for an angle with that blaster. Finally picks one. Is there somebody to take it? They lose control, and that is it. Harshi pickup is your grand finals of champion of SOS 150.
Great job by both of these teams. What a great grand finals. Members of Harshi pickup just showing straight dominance in so many different game modes. Just being able to take this tournament for themselves. Great job by both these teams and every single team that played in this tournament today.
Yeah, incredible show from all of our competitors, but I mean, I think the 3-1 grand final really sums up a lot of the things we saw today. You can only count on one single pop-off player so much, but every single member of Harshi pickup had a moment where they just popped off and went nuts to get them all the way to the end.
Absolutely, it's a great job by both these teams, and it was great to watch so many different teams just be able to just play Splatoon. This is the 150th SOS, which is kind of crazy. 150 of these.
Many players have come and gone through these. Some have sank, some have swimmed, but that's going to be it for now. Drew, let's hit him with the closing thoughts here, shall we?
Yeah. Where can the people find you, Soev?
I roam vaguely in Twitter. I'm around occasionally. Occasionally I'll jump on and stream some games. As you kind of outed me, I come more from the world of Overwatch, but I still hold a spot near and dear to my heart in Splatoon and play occasionally. But you'll catch me casting all around the gaming world from these names. So, Dan, Drew, what about you? I know this is the first time back for you in a while, so where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me really only on Twitter at Drumar_SPL. I post a lot of dumb stuff there. A lot of Splatoon, maybe some other stuff as well, but that's pretty much the only place you'll find me.
Well, from Super Rian, also on the production side, thank you all for joining us for an incredible evening of Splatoon. Take care, be safe, and we will see you all for the next Sink or Swim. Remember, go sign up, go watch, go support the community. Take care. We will see you for the next one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ludi Tonight. Happy Sunday night here for our Division 9 finals and the final broadcast here on Ludi Tonight at our traditional time on the weekend.
Everything out in Rage, desperately fighting back though, and whoops, this isn't gonna be. Oh my goodness! Welcome to competitive Splatoon.
Is able to hop on, but they're so far ahead of their teammates, and it's just the Crab not going to be able to do it alone, and Calamariachi takes the tower and takes the set in a tight Game 9, making a 3-game comeback. Beautifully
played. Frame ready. Overtime's quickly running out. Get Ice Clear. Make a run for it. So close. Can they make it? Yes, they do. Goodness gracious, Saltome. Just like that, their luck turns around and brings them into grand finals.